Welcome back, everyone. This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is The Real, episode 156 of GG's The Mouthful podcast.
Wake up, because it's Friday, GG! Or again, Saturday, because you're probably listening this on the Saturday, and not the Saturday that it publishes, but the next Saturday.
The following week.
You're falling behind in your podcast. So how dare you?
Oh,
all these news are going to be old.
I think someone's getting called out. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
The one doing the call out is Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister. What is up, sir?
Also known as Vigo the Carpathian.
Vigo, yes. Vigo.
That's what I want to be known. I'm changing my PSN name.
To Vigo the Carpathian?
To Vigo the Carpathian. No, well, in this case, it'll have to be Vigo the Carpathian, #39578.
Yes, because there's probably already 80 of them out
there.
Of
course. All the names are taken on the PSN.
And since you can do it, you can change your name, and you technically don't lose your old name.
I know.
Yeah, it's like it's impossible.
It's like, what was the point? After, I mean, I get the point. Actually, I take it back. The point is, the fans have been clamoring for this for a while now, and at some point, Sony was like, "Okay, fine."
Oh no, it wasn't.
We'll do it.
It was years ago. They were like, fine, we'll do it.
Eons ago.
And then they go, and then they finally get to, look, this is the best we can do.
Yeah, this is like, you know what? We're gonna do it, but she's gonna break.
Yeah,
and it's not your old PS3 games that we're talking about. We're talking about your recent games.
There's four. I think there's some like major one. Like I think Little Big Planet 3 or something like is just like dead. Dude.
Yeah,
you cannot play it if you change your name.
Dude,
it's unplayable. Yeah, it's unplayable.
Titanfall 2 has some issues. Like there's some games. They have
small issues. Yeah. But the Little Big Planet, MLB The Show, Bloodborne, these ones have major problems.
Which is it's insane when you think about it, because it's like, okay, can you tell me what the issues are? Because I feel like
it can. It's a funny thing. It ranges from. Now here's what I understand. You can go back.
You can go back. Yeah.
If it's like messing up on you, you just change your name back to what it was. And everything's back to where it was.
Yeah.
So there's nothing lost, but at the same time, man, dude, that's just.
I think that in order for them to have realized the problems, they have to have known what they have been to. Testing was made. Testing was done. Extensive testing. Am I even there to say? So instead of saying, oh, this is there might be some issues, like no, post a list of games and post a list of the issues.
They have. Well, they don't have for. When it comes to PlayStation 3 and Vita, they're like, no, that's not going to work. And it's not even that it's not going to work. It's like, we haven't tested those. Some things may work. Some games may work with no issues. Other ones will work with issues. We don't know what they are. We're not testing for those. No. We're testing for PlayStation 4. They has an extensive list of PlayStation 4 games. Yeah. But before that, like, nope. It's your own risk. You go back there. Go back to last gen at your own risk, guys.
Not that I don't particularly have a spectacular name. Dream Twister is I'm sure I've described it before where it came from. Is from the game Alpha Centauri, which is civilization like those Civ games, civilization games. But based in the future, like what happens when you go out to the stars and you start colonizing the Alpha Centauri. I remember if it's a planet or really awesome game. But the thing is that it has like little science projects, and one of them had that name, and that name I thought it's stuck as being something cool, you know, for the longest time, or not for the longest time, but for an early part of my Xbox 360 360 era.
Yeah.
I have forgotten the password to Dream Twister on Xbox, on original Xbox. So when I got a 360, I was forced to create a new one, but Dream Twister was obviously taken by me.
Yeah.
I just didn't remember the password. I couldn't get it. For the very large part of that generation, I was known as Mortified Penguin.
Nice. Nice.
And I got that from, I would say it was Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. One of the best.
Mortified Penguin?
Yeah, Mortified Penguin was the name. That was the name of an agent, like the code name of an agent.
Okay.
And
code name, Mortified Penguin.
Yes, yes.
I'm not sure if I have to fear this person or feel bad for them.
It's probably what the PSN they gave him. Yeah. The only combination.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, sure, you go,
man.
Go with that.
Yeah.
Then I went with Mortified Dream.
Okay.
Which sounded even worse because now it's like what the hell? This is not even funny anymore. And then at one point, like they liberated, if we could call it that, several old screen names or gamer tags that weren't in use anymore. Weren't in use anymore. Nice. Which I thought it was great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I thought it was great because suddenly I was able to recuperate again during Twister. I couldn't call myself anything else. This was the opportunity, but I just stuck with that. So the other day I was just checking on the videos, just kind of casually seeing the process. I knew I didn't want to change.
Yeah,
because I am that on everything on all the platforms. And when I'm not that, I am the Dream Twister. Or I'll make that differentiation. So I was checking to see, like, what was it that I was looking for? It was something that I don't remember, but it was not something that I would have expected someone to have taken already. And every combination that it was done, it was taken.
Oh wow!
It had like it wanted me to put like numbers. At one point, it will give me, I don't know, it's like the worst suggestion. Like Xbox does it also, where it gives you like the worst suggestions.
Changing
like,
the E for 3 or something like that.
And yet I've seen people with those like weird ass names. No, it'll be worse than that. It'll be like, I don't know, table iron or something like that. 97, some crap like that, And
that's not horrible.
No, that's not horrible. I couldn't think of a really bad. That's stupid shit. That makes no sense. 2 words put together randomly, like completely randomly. And I've seen gamer tags that are like that, like just stupid random
word. Yes, because they picked the randomizer, and now they're like stuck with that name, and they're like, thank God we can change it.
Mortified Penguin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sorry.
Mad Dog.
Just know
the worst.
That Mad Dog. Well, I had Mad Dog 814, which I'm a little bit bummed. Like I was like, man, I couldn't. I felt okay with it at a time, and I'm like,
why?
I wish I could just remove the numbers. You know what I mean? But there was no way I was going to get it at that point. The point that I got it, it was. I'm sure Mad Dog was gone long ago, and every variation of it. So. But
I thought it had to do with like the A14. I was trying to think like, okay, so that's not his birthday. The last 3 digits of the socials.
No, I would never use. No, it's my anniversary. I got married August 14th.
Oh, August 14th. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Your anniversary. Got you. Okay.
So that's where that comes from. So
Mad Dog got mad on A14. Mad Reed.
Mad Reed.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So,
Married Dog would be more appropriate.
As much as I'd like to get the A14 off, just so I can have a simple Mad Dog,
or
the Mad Dog, or some weird variation, I'll stick with the A14.
Mad Dog 420.
No.
That's taken.
That is, I'm sure.
That's taken.
I'm sure.
And if it wasn't, it is now.
I know. First one. Hey, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But for the ones who really want to change the name but not lose, progress, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's
no way around it.
Sony has nothing for you.
This is the best you get, and you know what? We got to be thankful.
Yeah.
Because
it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. Yeah. Exactly.
Star Sperm 69. You are stuck with your name. I'm sorry to say.
I'm not gay, but $5 is $5. You're stuck with the name.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You're continuing with that name.
I am registering that domain.
Yes. Oh, man. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. As always, please go to goodgame.tech. Join the conversation there. And also, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do, guys, is we go into what we've been up to, move on to various news items, and finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic. PlayStation 5 Details revealed.
Oh, is that what it's called?
It's revealed, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like PlayStation 5. What the fuck, man?
Oh.
How did you just drop this out of nowhere?
See, they have to stay in the mind in the mind share of people since they're not going to be at E3. Every so often they just drop hey, we're still here, guys. We're still here.
We're going to speak to Wired. No, here you go. PlayStation 5.
I know, random. Wired. I mean, maybe not random because Wired is it's sort of a tech magazine or tech site.
Yeah.
But I'm like, really?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
There's no. Well, we'll
get into that as we get into that. All right, sir. So I guess it's time to begin, sir. What in the world has Dream Twister been up to?
Moving. I am playing the game of boxing.
Yes, I've seen. And you're very good at it.
No, that's all my wife. My wife is a Tetris expert. I just push it on a box, and wherever it falls, that's where it is. I'll be like,
so she goes behind you and fixes shit.
Yeah, whatever. When we're opening, I'm gonna be like, whatever, you open and shit just blows out. That's my box. You
should have it labeled for that.
Anything? Oh yeah.
Open at your own risk.
Writing. Yeah. I have a label maker right here.
Oh wow. Let me see this.
There you go. That's
I've always wanted one of these, but I'm like,
that's an industrial grade label maker that I bought as a freaking nerd because I wanted to label the cables of my Ethernet.
Sir, let me tell you, I would either it's one of two things happen with this. Either I'd never use it, I'd be proud to never use it, or two. Labels everywhere.
Everything will be labeled.
Everything would be labeled. Everything.
Your house it's gonna look like the house of generic man.
There's like 3 sheets left to the toilet paper, and they're labeled because they're mine. Do not take them.
Ply number 574.
That belongs to Mad Dog, and that's exactly the name that'll be on it.
That's what I thought, but then I was like, man, this sticker thingies are expensive. Well, not they're not prohibitively expensive, but they are. It's like $11, to buy a roll.
How many labels can you make, or what's the length of a label?
The sky's the limit. Oh, you can make it as long as you need. You can put whatever because that's the whole point. But yeah, it was just a nerdy thing. Honestly, I only used it for that, and now I have the boxes to label, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna waste the labels. When I can just Sharpie the shit out of those
11
boxes.
Yeah, it's Sharpie.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I was deciding last night if I should start packing up my my PlayStation, but then I realized I'm still a week away.
It's still early.
I still need to survive.
See it, yeah.
Like my desktop, my PC, they're all like completely put together, and my wife's already like putting hers away little by little. But I can't. This is gonna be one of the things that will be the last thing that I will box
the night of.
Because you know what? Because the problem is I will box I have my PlayStation box and I will put everything back in the box with the shrink wrap. Oh, not the shrink wrap, but the it has the plastic. You take it out from. I'll put back the plastic. I'll put everything back in like perfectly as much as I can. Yeah, it's a sickness. It's insane. See that if I have the box for something I bought, that I will box very well. Well, I'll try to say that 3 times.
Yeah.
I will.
You said it well though.
I will put it together nicely. Now, if it's just like crap that I have lying around that I just needs a place, well, I'm just gonna empty this drawer and this shoebox and hope for the best. So, but I did. So I haven't played anything. I haven't even touched the Division on PC because I've been busy with the moving and stuff. But I did jump back into Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Okay.
And I've forgotten how how fun that game is and how much I wish that we could play it together. If you only would make the jump already.
I know. I need a phone, dude.
I need
a new phone.
You don't need a new phone. Your phone is new.
No, it's no. What are you talking about? This is 2 years old. That's like that's
by
like 80 years in phone life.
In phone, phone years. Yes. That is true.
Yes.
Yeah, that is ancient.
It is ancient. and the S10 Plus is calling my name. It's already saying, "Hey, I'm waiting for you."
But a Switch, bro, a whole gaming system that will last you for years, more years that. And you know
Fair
what?
Enough. Yeah, you're right.
For not having a cover on your phone and for just like using it like that, yeah, it's surprisingly new. Like it's surprising.
I do care for it.
Yeah, like scarily so because it doesn't have a cover. It doesn't have a protector.
It has a case, but it doesn't have the screen case. It has the screen protector.
That's not a case.
It does have a. This is a case.
That
dude.
might as well be Like I have the skin, the D brand skin, and by the way, this is not sponsored because it is crap. I mean, they're not crap, but they're not super great. Maybe this was my first attempt at applying them, and it didn't come out so well. But it looks as if it had a case from afar, but it's really not. It's a skin. So your case is almost that.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Let's undress her. Let's
undress her. It's gonna be.
Yes, my phone is a girl for the.
Yes. Oh. So yeah, look at this. This is like a condom for the phone. That's what it is.
I mean,
there you go.
Yeah, that's what I want. I don't want to add bulk to a phone that's already a mini tablet. You know what I mean?
Mini tablet. Yeah. So. And it's fast because what is it? The S9,
8,
the S8. There you go. So it's fast enough.
It's fine, but you know what it is? What? I know I want the S10. One,
yeah.
2, I'm noticing little things like why is this opening up as fast? Why is the program shutting down randomly? And I'm like,
but that's just Android.
Sure, you can blame that, but I'm gonna blame the phone. It's like. Okay, it's all right, baby. You're getting old. I get it.
Phones. Yeah. I was talking about
Sorry,
phones. No, about Smash Brothers Brawl. So I jumped into Smash Brothers Brawl, and the reason I did that was because the new version, the 3.0 patch was released. Oh. And along with that,
damn, it already has a 3.0.
Yeah, bro.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, they have been supporting it, and it has a stage maker. Which is, I mean, not for me. I wouldn't like that's not my thing. But it's cool that it has it because, of course, it expands on the capabilities of it, and it's free.
Nice.
It's part of it. That game already has enough content, and they keep adding like amazing stuff like that. And also, of course, they released the new character, Joker from Persona 5.
Yes, the
protagonist of Persona 5. I love playing as Joker on Super Smash Brothers. They did a fantastic job with him.
Does he have a gun?
He has a gun. Okay. He uses a gun.
Nice.
Not only does he uses the gun and the dagger, the weapons that he used in the Persona, but also that the all out attack is an actual attack that it shows almost exactly like in Persona 5.
Nice.
When the all attack is when the enemies are weakened, and then you activate this move where suddenly all party members just jump in, and they're like it's time for all attack, and then they jump into the monsters and then just start beating the shit out of them.
Yeah. But you don't get to see the beat of it. Just
no,
like
you just see the cloud of
like
hits and it's really cool.
Yeah.
So
very stylish. Yeah.
It is very stylish, exactly. So it does that. However, that at the end on what would be the style screen where it just makes a close up of him, and you see the monster on the back, and the monster is like cut in half and bleeding, a fountain of blood.
Yeah.
Kind of like those movies.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it's just a fountain of stars because it's Nintendo. But I mean,
but it's okay.
It's still a shadow, and it's a convincing enough effect.
Yeah.
It's still.
It has the Nintendo twist to it.
Yeah. Let's say. But yeah, no, that it's and the characters make appearances. Like you have obviously the stupid cat Morgana. and Ryuji and
for real?
Yeah, that's his quote. And also the spirits that they add that you liberate. It's the those characters.
The personas.
Well, it is the characters from the game. The spirits. The spirits that you unlock in Smash Bros. Brawl.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yes, you do. One of your powers that you have is that you, as you're fighting or getting hits or stuff like that, there is a meter that grows, your rebellion meter they call it, and then when it gets full, you actually unleash your persona, and he goes persona like kind of fast, and then his actual persona is like fighting like towering over him, a little bit. And then, of course, as you can imagine, your attacks are more powerful. You have different moves, and it looks really cool. And then it has the stage, which of course the stage is Mementos.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And the awesome thing that this game has is,
does it has music? Because that music is pretty good.
It has the music. It has music. Yeah, it has the music from the battle scene, the song, and it has music from all other Persona games also, going back to Persona 3.
The library, gotcha.
Yeah. So no, it's not every song. It's just obviously a selection. It's like 11 songs in total, and a selection from different from the different movies, different games, the different Persona games, and depending, sometimes Mementos will still be. You know how Mementos looks black and red.
Red, yeah.
For those who don't know, Mementos is kind of like it's the dungeon area basically that you explore.
It's a procedurally generated dungeon area.
Yeah. It's
that looks like a subway.
That looks like a subway in this case. I realize this is making no sense to you guys, but it's Persona.
Just look up Persona.
It's not meant to make sense. Persona 5.
5, yes.
But depending on the song also that might be playing, like they will change let's say they're playing a song from Persona 4. Well, they changed the color palette of the stage to be more in line with Persona 4 or Persona 3 for that matter.
Nice.
So they do a very good job. Also, you know when you in Persona 5 when you defeat the characters, he had that stylish screen where it shows you the experience and all that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same screen that you get when when you're victorious.
In the battle.
In the battle, yeah. So yeah, man. I really like the way his moveset is. It's nice. It's actually what you will expect. What you expected to for this character to play, and it makes me real excited about like the next characters. What's gonna be the next crossover, because it needs to be a cool crossover. I can't imagine just going back to say, oh, this is gonna be some other Nintendo character, because they already have
every
them all.
Nintendo. Yeah, I was gonna say
every Nintendo character is there already.
So, yeah.
Exactly. So I told you that one of those is the Master Chief. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I still think Doom, the Doom guy too. Doom Marine.
The Doom. Oh, you said the Doom Marine, right?
I think the Doom Marine is.
Well, see, no. Now I'm thinking it's either going to be one or the other, and I'm leaning more towards.
Honestly, I think it could be both, and in some way,
it seems
almost like a palette swap for them. It's possible.
Well,
obviously there has to be some agreement with.
Yeah, and that's where I that's where I because it'll be
Microsoft
cool,
will be like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, but Bethesda, I don't think that much.
Bethesda just needs to get their head out their ass. Come on.
For this one, it will have to be like if they're going for a soldered archetype, it's probably going to be one or the other.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be both. And I'm leaning more towards Master Chief because
of Nintendo, Microsoft.
Because of Nintendo, Microsoft, and the character, the iconic. Not to say that the Doom guy is not iconic, but I feel like in this case, this one will be a little bit more. Yeah. Another one. Another one could be, and this is just crazy out there, just some Overwatch character. Would you?
Okay.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know because with that, like Persona 5 is coming to Switch. You know what I mean? So it's like
Persona 5 is coming to Switch.
Yeah. So it's like I can see why that's there, but not Persona. Overwatch. It's like
right.
I don't know because I don't know if there's
not there. Well.
Like look at all the other characters that they've used. At some point, they've graced some console of Nintendo.
Yeah. You know, but so we don't have because obviously Overwatch is from Blizzard, and we might not have Overwatch on the Switch. There
An Overwatch single player?
There is a Blizzard. No.
You never know.
Yeah,
exclusive to Switch.
Never. Oh my God.
I'm just talking shit.
That sounds terrible, and kind of was on the same time. No. I was thinking because it's Blizzard, they might not have Overwatch, but they have Diablo.
They do.
They have Diablo on the Switch already, so it's kind of like it could be a company that has Grace already.
Gotcha.
So that's where
the connective tissue. Yeah, I got you.
Because I mean, I guess they could put Diablo itself, but I don't know. That's just.
I'm not sure that works.
That's not the type. That's not the type of character that goes there. You know, Diablo fighting Bowser or something like that. So.
Why not?
I mean, no, that's what I say. Why not? So any idea? If Sony was a little bit more liberating with the characters,
you're not going to see Sony.
I know,
on this.
I know, and that's infuriating because it's like, God damn it, Sony.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because I've always thought that there was an appreciation between what is his name now? Yoshida? Shuhei Yoshida, which is of Sony, and Iwata when he was still Iwata-san when he was still alive. There was a common bond between the two. Now with the new president of Nintendo, I don't know. It doesn't seem. It really seems like they're just like nope. And then of course Sony just being all uppity and not even.
I would not think Nintendo will be in a position. Well, not that we'll be in a position, but I don't think Nintendo will be the one saying no to this because it sounds like it's. I mean, it's if you're getting a mashup of characters, you want to make it be like really cool and get a new audience. Why not tap on the history, on the PlayStation history? You know, get characters, get fucking Crash Bandicoot on it. I don't care. You know, that'd be awesome.
I agree, but I also don't think that Sony's saying no. I just don't think they're talking to each other.
I think
there's like no combination.
No. Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. I don't think Nintendo has approached Sony and Sony has said no.
Correct.
I'm saying if
Sony
if this was to happen, I will guarantee you it'll be Sony saying no.
Okay.
Because
most likely,
just because
most likely.
of historical Sony.
Yeah.
You have to admit, they could get a little overprotective sometimes, and that's the reason why we don't have crossplay for anything.
True.
And
I mean, Nintendo's also very protective of their IP, so I mean, it's not
true, but they have been a little bit more free to each now.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
For development.
Yeah, but
it still
suits them. Yeah. If it suits them, they're willing to, and I think putting it out there like with the thing with Microsoft. You could get Master Chief. You could maybe get the Minecraft.
Yeah.
You know, that could happen. Actually,
that should happen.
That should actually be more.
That's probably more the next one named Master Chief.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So why not Crash? Crash Bandicoot. Why not freaking? Oh my God!
But wait, Sony doesn't own Crash Bandicoot. Activision does.
Activision does.
Yeah.
Oh, they confirmed. There you go. There you have it. No, I was trying to think of. Was it Ratchet and Clank?
Ratchet and Clank. Yes.
Although Crash Bandicoot actually kind of makes more sense.
I'm shocked that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Because that would, dude. That actually would get like a bunch of Sony diehards going. Oh, hey, because remember, you think Crash, you think Sony.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Yeah. And also when you think about it, we've seen characters that. Well, I guess you're right. They have one way or another appeared on Nintendo, because I was thinking of Metal Gear, but
Snake,
of course we have
Twin Snakes. Yep.
Can you? Is there any character on Super Smash Bros. That hasn't been in Nintendo?
No, because even the Resident Evil characters have been on Nintendo.
That's true. Yeah.
No, I don't think any of them. I mean, I think everyone has at some point graced in some form or another the Nintendo platform.
Who will be the next brawler? Cast your votes right now. Comment below. We need to know. We need to have at least an idea, at least a roster of characters. Oh, whoever you think it'll be cool to add. Kratos. Definitely. Put Kratos on.
I don't know. I think Kratos does not fit Smash Brothers.
Dude, they have Bayonetta, bro.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the level of Bayonetta has its own version of wacky.
And
there's nothing wacky. True.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wacky about Kratos. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. I don't know.
For the
not that it couldn't happen, but
Ellie.
But
from The Last of Us.
No. Oh my God!
Come on!
I mean, I don't know. I'm telling you, I will go with you and not Crash.
Fine, put Aloy. There you go. I fixed it.
Aloy would work. Yes,
Aloy will super work.
Yeah.
Yes. And her powers, she can have like the little, robot dog thing that pursues.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I'm extending my thing because I really have nothing else to say that I have played, but it's cool to think about.
Yeah, it is.
What would be the possible next character?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm not going to bring up Sekiro. Yes, I'm still playing it. Still great. And that's really all I've been playing.
There you go. So next segment.
I have watched 2 films that I wanted to bring up. The first one I actually posted over the weekend. It was funny because it said I was watching Black Mother, and I'm like, that's not what I was watching. Mother. It's the name of the film is called Mother. And then I think even Gomez goes, please tell me about this movie, Black Mother. And of course, when you look at it, it shows the trailer, and it's Jennifer Lawrence. So it's like, where's the Black Mother? And I'm like, I don't know why I called it that. Like, it just tagged it on its own. Anyway, it's called Mother.
You got to be careful. You're tagging.
I'm pulling it from IMDb. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how is this doing? But whatever. It is what it is. The movie's called Mother. It has Jennifer Lawrence, Javier Bardem, and this movie right here is the epitome, of an art house film.
So this is our house film.
Our house as our house.
Was it Blomkamp or Blom?
The what?
Something the company that does all those.
No. I don't know who did it, but it wasn't them.
Was it?
It was Darren Aronofsky though. Is the director, and
he did what?
He did Black Swan.
Did you ever see? No.
I thought you saw Black Swan.
Did I?
I don't know. I feel like you said that.
I don't.
Because Mila Kunis is in it. That's why I just figured you said
that. Oh, well. In that case, there's a possibility. The possibilities have increased that I might have seen this movie. Okay, gotcha.
It all comes back to me
I did see Jupiter Rising.
Yes.
For Mila Kunis.
For that alone.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry for you, sir. Let's see. Harvey Darren Aronofsky is famous for the movie Pi, Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler, which actually was pretty freaking good.
Isn't that movie coming? Didn't we saw the trailer for that movie?
Which one?
The Wrestler?
No, that was from 2008.
What? Okay. So there's a wrestling movie that's coming. That we saw the trailer. We didn't pick the...
Did you see Noah? The most recent Noah movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind. Anyway, the point is, he directed this movie.
Awesome, he's a good director.
He's a very visual director.
There we go.
The problem is that what you're seeing in the movie is obviously not really happening. The movie itself is a metaphor for whatever you read it. Now, here's the funniest thing.
Whatever you read, I can't even tell you what the metaphor is for.
No, I can tell you.
It's a metaphor for a metaphor.
I watched it all and I enjoyed it, but I already knew the type of movie. Again, if I know what I'm getting into, I can enjoy it for what it is.
So I will hate it with a passion. Is what you're saying?
Well, no, because I'm telling you, you should know now what you're getting into.
Honestly,
although you're not gonna like it.
There you go. There you go.
You're gonna go to the end like, what the? Just like, I'm gonna kill this guy. So
at 3 a.m. calling you. The hell, man.
Yes. So I got a completely different read than what most people. And to be fair, what most people saw is, if you really point it all together, it's so my read. It was a metaphor on a woman's life and how how she can put her husband first for everything, and her husband becomes very I'm all about the fans and all this stuff, because the husband in the movie is a writer who has currently writer's block, and they're in this house and all this. It turns out that the actual metaphor, and let me tell you, there's a part in the movie that goes batshit crazy. Okay, I mean, absolutely batshit crazy. I mean, I'm not even joking. Just madness.
Now you're gonna have to spoil at least a little bit so I can know the level of craziness.
Okay. So if you watch the trailer, this is all you're gonna give in the trailer. They are in their home, and the home is out in the that nice little prairie or whatever,
suburbs or something.
But it's very rural.
Okay,
right? There's nothing around them. So they get a knock at the door. This guy's coming in. He's like, I thought this was a bed and breakfast. oh, I'm so sorry. And of course, the husband's like, oh, well, come in. You already traveled so far. Just come on, stay here. And then, of course, she doesn't ask his wife. And his wife's like, what are you doing? We don't know this person. You know what I mean? And suddenly the wife shows up of that same guy. He comes in, she comes in, and she's all like touching stuff and, just being very whatever. And then then the sons come in and it just becomes this weird thing. And then someone kills someone and then they rush him out. And this is the moment you will definitely know what you're seeing is not what's meant, is a metaphor for something. It's not meant to be what you're seeing. So they rush him out of the house. And the woman she goes, no, don't leave. She looks back at the door or looks back at them. They're gone. And all you see is an empty field. There's not even a car there. There's just empty field.
Like it never happened.
Like they just disappeared. And then she goes back into the house. That's how you know you're ready. Oh, now you know what kind of movie you're going. Dude, from there it jumps to people storming the house, military people coming in, people getting like executed. And then one part of the house has this cult. And dude, it it just goes absolutely batshit insane. Okay. Don't do it. Do not do it. I've already forewarned you. This is not for you.
It feels like somebody just was carrying 4 different scripts that were not stapled together. They tripped and fell. The paper went everywhere, and then they have to 52 pick up each of them.
That's exactly what it is.
There you go.
Precisely what they did.
That is what the metaphor is.
That is what the metaphor is for. Yeah. No. So the metaphor I got out of it was, like I said, she was always supporting of him in every way. To the point where she ended up essentially she dies. Spoiler: she dies in the film. Yeah. No, again, metaphor. So she's not really dead. You know what I mean?
She's probably not really dead.
So
why are you doing this to yourself?
I enjoyed it. Like I said, I knew I was getting into it. So the metaphor that is actually supposed to be, which makes perfect sense once you hear it,
is the economy of the United States.
The Jennifer Lawrence is called Mother. She's the one who. By the way, they never say their name. I watch it with subtitles, and when she speaks, it's Mother says this. You know what I mean? She's Mother. Her husband's supposed to be God, right? The man who comes at the door is Adam, who eventually comes in, touching stuff and reaching for stuff she shouldn't reach, is Eve. The 2 sons that come later who kill each other, one kills the other. Exactly. So when I heard that and I started putting pieces together through the film, I'm going, yep, that's it. And then of course he touched the thing he shouldn't have touched because his wife made him do it. And suddenly all hell goes to loose and we're up to the world with war and all this crazy. It's absolutely... Okay,
I'm back on board. I am back on board. I need to know the name of this movie.
Well, it's called Mother. I just said.
Why Mother, though? Shouldn't it be called Creation?
And the worst part is, it's actually called...
It's the worst part?
Yeah, the worst part is called Mother. Because there's an exclamation point at the end.
It's called...
So it's like...
It's called Mother!
I know, they left that part out.
Yes.
Oh, man. So, anyway, I enjoyed it. I do not in any way feel comfortable recommending this to anyone. I'm just saying I enjoyed it.
You have to experience it, though.
It is an experience. It's also funny at some points because she is the mother, Jennifer Lawrence. She is first of all, she does great. Actually, everybody does.
Is she a mother?
She becomes a mother at one point.
Okay.
Obviously, who is she giving birth to?
Jesus? Of course.
Of course.
There you go.
And then so, and again, it's funny because it's not supposed to be Jesus. It's a baby. And then, of course, something happens to the baby. Cool. Well, what happened to Jesus? Obviously, we're here at Good Friday. What do you think happened to Jesus? You know what I mean? So all those little things are there. It is not, there are points of the movie where I'm just like, whoa, this is insane. You know what I mean? But I still, like I said, I still enjoyed it. Jesus,
yes, I'm lost some more words.
I know, and it is technically available. If you have Hulu, it's available for free on Hulu. It's on. I saw it on Amazon. It's available for free on Amazon. Yeah, it's either Amazon or Netflix. One of the two. I think one of both.
Let's
of them.
Do this. Let's recommend it to my wife.
No.
You tell her she wants it.
And
I will record the effect and I will play them for you.
I understand, sir, that my recommendations are important. I refuse to give somebody a fake recommendation.
Well, you can say April Fool's.
Oh no, I can. I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, the last movie I saw.
Listen, you owe me. You recommended It Follows.
It Follows an excellent film.
No, it is not.
It is an excellent film.
Absolutely 100% not.
Stop it. It is an excellent film.
It makes me angry. It made me angry. It gives me anger. No, I will watch Mother before watching.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The last one I saw, I can definitely recommend to everyone, and it is called Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, I saw you watching that, and I was gonna put it last night, but we were too tired after the whole thing. I want to watch it.
Sir, I saw it that night, and I also watched that again last night.
You watched it twice?
Yeah, watched it twice. My wife and I were like, we wanted to re-see a scene from it. I was like, that was such a good scene. I want to watch it again. So we put it back on. And then we were going, and I'm like, oh, let's go this scene. I was like, you know what, honey, fuck it. Let's just start from the beginning. You know what I mean? And we just played it from the beginning. It was just like, it is. So here's the funny thing. First off, it is a romantic comedy. So this is a rom-com. If you're not into rom-coms, avoid at all costs because it's not going to suddenly make you into rom-coms, right? This is, excuse me, the first all-Asian cast in a movie since like 25 years ago. The last one was the Joy Luck Club. Which was 25 years ago. Okay.
Wow.
There has not been an all Asian cast American movie, all Asian cast since then. So this is a big moment for the Asian community. Obviously, it's directed by an Asian director. It is it's funny. It is emotionally it's awesome. So basically, the story is this: the main character is an Asian American woman. She is a professor at NYU. And she's dating some guy, an Asian guy, and he talks her into, hey, why don't you come back with me to Singapore and meet my family and all this stuff, and she's like, oh, okay, cool, Little by little, she starts to find out that he is of a ridiculously wealthy family, and I'm talking about like Bruce Wayne, ridiculously wealthy.
Oh.
Okay,
I was gonna say like royalty or something.
Yes,
okay.
He is like he might as well be the prince.
The prince of something. Okay.
Yeah, or what do you call it from right now? The royal family. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just the same way, right? And she doesn't know this, and of course she gets there, and for the most part they're cordial, but they have this network. You know what I mean? Because this is also of right now, present time. So they all have phones and they're constantly texting each other with these weird stuff. Like, did you see what she just did? She just called the nanny grandma. Oh, that's and of course the way Asian families are, they're very, like you can insult them if you don't do things correctly. You know what I mean? So all that's in there. Michelle Yeoh, which you will know her from a lot of Jackie Chan films. She was in one of the Die Hard film, not Die Hard, one of the Die Another Day. Is the movie? It's a James Bond film. Yeah, she was a James Bond film. She's the Asian actress from there. Yeah. She plays the mother of the boyfriend, and obviously that's who she's having to impress. And she is like, "You're not one of us. Yeah, you may be Asian, but you're Asian American." You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference. You know what I mean? I
need to watch this movie tonight.
It's a fun movie. The funny thing is that the beginning portion of it's weird because at first I was like, "Ooh." I don't want to say it felt clunky, but it did feel like, okay, I'm not sure we're going to. But at some point, at some point, it just grasps you, and it's like, okay. The only thing I don't like about it too much is there's a little bit too much of, como se dice, celebrating wealth. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, I don't know if in today's...
It is called Crazy
dude,
Rich Asian.
Let me tell you, okay, I guess it's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer. She's going there to a wedding, like her boyfriend's cousin's getting married, or best friend's getting married. So that's the purpose of her going there. And let me tell you, dude, when you see this wedding, you're like, this is millions upon millions spent on this. You know?
Wow.
So anyway, my point is say it is awesome. I enjoyed it. It's funny.
Yeah.
And it has a great ending. You know what I'm saying? I always love when movies do things without explaining certain things.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil what it is.
You said it right. It has a great ending.
Yes,
that's enough. That's all it takes.
Okay, yeah. And, I won you over. Okay,
I don't care. I don't care if it's a good ending or a bad ending. I just care that there's a fucking ending.
It is a great ending, and if you do watch it, I can definitely say there's so many ways they could have done it. It wouldn't have mattered. It still would have been good. It could have gone good. It could have gone bad. it still would have been awesome if no matter what how they did it.
But I am watching before the next podcast. I am watching this film.
It is technically on HBO right now, which is the only reason I watch it because I got HBO.
Oh, then we got
so, yeah. So for Game of Thrones, for the record, which is back, and I cannot wait till the next episode. But yes, definitely recommend it. Music is pretty cool in it as well. There is a lot of little, like I looked into the film afterwards because I wanted to know a little bit more about what they did, and there's just so many little things that's so cool about it. The director was so this is not actually a spoiler. The director, again, of Asian descent, felt there was a moment in the film that he wanted to use a song from Coldplay, right? And so they obviously, when you license music, you have to get permission to use it, blah 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 blah, right? You already know how that works. So at first, Coldplay said no, right? They said no, we're not going to use it. And the reason for that is they had already received a lot of flack for Asian representation in certain music videos and in certain songs. So they were like, "Yeah, we don't want to do this." Yeah. You know what I mean? So
not again.
Yeah. To be fair, because of that, you can see why they were very trepidatious to even do it. But then the director wrote literally a letter, which you can actually find online, the letter that he sent to Coldplay to explain why. The name of the song is Yellow. And that alone, again, made them feel like, okay, we're not going to do with this.
Listen, I appreciate, but we spoke to our lawyers, and we really can't take another hit.
Yeah, we're not trying to be.
We have to pass.
So, but the letter explains how he said. Basically, he goes, "There was when I first heard your song, there was basically a connotation between Yellow and his his nationality, where it always was this negative thing, and that song was the only time he ever felt like Yellow was a beautiful thing, not meant to be used in a negative connotation. So, the letter it's fairly long, and kind of goes into it, but obviously he got it, and within 24 hours they were like, okay, yes, take it, you got it, you could use it. And there's a lot of little things about that. And I'm like, that's just so cool. You know what I mean? So this is a passion project of his. And he's done a couple of films. The director, I think his name is John Chu. He's done a couple films which have not done well. You know what I mean? Right. So it's funny how this one is very personal to him. And clearly it's like a success, right? Because I already know that it did really well.
I wanted to watch this movie when I started hearing the buzz. The buzz about it. Yeah. It got me interested, and of course it's like everything. Then you sort of kind of forget. But the moment I saw you, I saw you posted you were watching, and I was like, oh yeah, it'll be awesome. I wanna make an effort to see this so we can talk about it. But I couldn't. But I'm definitely watch it. I'm definitely watching it. Yeah. But I do need to. I just remember that I did watch a movie after all.
Okay.
And when I started thinking about the time frame that I wanted to watch Crazy Rich Asians, I had two movies I wanted to watch: Crazy Rich Asians and Get Out.
Oh.
Which I saw. I saw Get Out. I forgot about that. Yes, I did see Get Out last week. Finally, yes.
Guys, finally.
Oh, hey, it's fairly recent. It's not Pulp Fiction.
Actually, I also forgot one, but I guess I can talk about.
Oh no. You go back.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay. So I like this movie.
You did?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Good.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. I texted you kind of like I didn't say much.
Yeah, I know.
And you were concerned. You're probably imagine like, oh, he did not like, or he has gotta like criticize it here and there. And
sir, you can criticize this.
I did have my thoughts, but I don't think in no way this is a bad movie. Actually, this is quite an entertaining movie. It's interesting. I think. Because it got to where it got, my expectations were heightened to the point where it wouldn't have met them.
Yeah.
Regardless of, it just wouldn't have met them because at the end of the day.
Considering that we were hyping the hell out of it for you. So, yeah.
Well, not just you guys, but also like in general, like the media. Like, I mean, this was Oscar, right?
It was definitely nominated. I don't know if
I think it was nominated.
Yeah, it was nominated for Best Picked. It was nominated for Oscar, and I don't know now if it won.
Something else.
Nomination is still.
Yeah. So I mean, what I saw was an entertaining film. It was. I guess I never felt the part that were meant to be, I guess, uncomfortable. Like I never felt them, really.
Oh, I was like, this is an awkward ass moment, right?
Yeah, well, awkward in the sense of, but again, probably because my expectation was spoiled already with not with what happens exactly, but with the fact that, oh, don't worry, it's not it's not this. So I'm already thinking, this is too in the face. Obviously, it's not this, and so I was already expecting the else.
Yeah,
and also I feel like they were telegraphing too early what the whole premise was about, to the point where it was a reveal, non-reveal. Almost. I get not poorly made or anything like that. Again, it is entertaining, but yeah, when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's cool. This felt like a cool episode of the Twilight Zone, like an extended Twilight Zone.
Yeah. You figure do you feel that if you had watched it without the actual spoiling of it, you probably would have enjoyed it?
I probably would have. I probably would have actually, like if I had no expectations and I thought it was about what I thought it was going to be about, what everybody thinks that it's about, then. And I guess just by mentioning that, we are kind of like ruining for whoever.
It's 2 years old, guys. It's 2 years old.
It's still an entertaining movie, and it's still definitely worth the watch. And the acting, for the most part, it is, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I also saw what the alternate ending was meant to be. I was like, I like the ending that they went with, but the alternate ending, it probably would have it would have cemented this a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that it's also an ending that probably wouldn't have played very well in this day and age.
Yes, exactly.
With things.
Correct. I know the end. I haven't seen it, but I know of the ending, and I'm like, I know why it was changed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like the ending is exactly what you expect.
Yeah.
The alternate ending is exactly what you expect was gonna be the.
When you watch
ending.
the movie, you kind of already know.
It's like, of course,
but then they go a different route.
Yeah. So anyway, I highly recommend it.
Cool.
Yeah.
The one I was about to forget is the movie Star is Born. My wife wanted to watch that. Like, really, that was like one of the movies on top of the list. Like, all right, let's watch it. Star is Born is with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. It's a movie that she ended up winning an Oscar for.
Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga. Oh yeah. She won an Oscar for that role. Yeah.
Really?
And it's
so she
well deserved.
Really?
Absolutely well deserved.
She is
officially an actress.
She's an actress.
Yeah. Although technically she was an actress before. She played on a couple things, and she was in American Horror Story. She was in a couple of seasons of that, or maybe a season.
Okay.
So she has some practice already, but this one here was her breakout role on it. The movie to me, the movie is very good. My only complaint that I can have about it is that I feel it peaks rather early. Like, you have this amazing performance moment right at maybe even like very early, like not even before the halfway point.
20 minutes into the movie.
Maybe a half an hour into the movie.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, that's the highest point. You know what I mean?
Wow.
The rest of the movie is still not bad, but it just never gets to that point.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You're just not getting it. This movie is a metaphor about the life of a singer or actor or actress.
It definitely is a metaphor.
And they get to the high early, and then it's downhill from there.
Yeah, pretty much. It was very good. Actors did amazing, especially Lady Gaga. She did amazing as well. Music is pretty cool. Again, very early on. It also feels like a little bit like two different movies. Like, like at some point the movie kind of makes a turn, and now we're kind of watching a different movie, so it's a little bit odd at that point. I'm going, okay, all right, well, I see what's going on. I mean, it's still the same. Obviously, people.
It becomes an espionage intrigue movie.
Yes, she basically joins the MI6.
MI6, exactly. Yes.
And she's,
the Men in Black.
She's Jane Bond. But no, it's it's very good. I can definitely recommend that as well. It is also a remake of a remake. Like the remake, the last one that they were doing is like from the 70s.
Oh wow!
And then the one before that, I think, was like from the 30s, maybe 40s.
Wow.
Yes,
okay.
actually, So if you've seen any of those, the one from the 70 had Barbara Streisand in it. So if anybody's seen one of those, then you kind of already know more or less what it's about. But it's very good. It's very good. Definitely very good. And guys, we are back, and it is now time for the Mouthful's Fresh Pick. Thank you so much. Are we doing a quicker version of the song?
This is the island version.
The island version. Oh, nice.
It's the island version of the Wii music.
Nice. Okay.
Which I keep saying that we should insert the Wii music here, and we keep failing to do so.
We should, considering it's everywhere and people use it. So it's like, you know what?
Wii music is public domain.
Chances are you're listening to it right
now. Exactly. Listen to the melodious sounds of the proper Wii music. It just invokes so much happiness. You know, it was a simpler
time. Smile every time.
It makes you smile, definitely.
Yep.
I want to go shopping whenever I hear that music.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm shopping in Japan.
Yes, exactly. You know what? Funny that you mentioned that, because I used to think, back when I didn't know, my first MMO was Final Fantasy 11.
Okay.
And Final Fantasy 11, the way that game started is when you started the game, it didn't take you directly into the game.
Mm-hmm.
That was World of Warcraft, and it's, plain, just like, here's the title screen, log in, okay, now you're in the game. No. With Final Fantasy, because it was a Square Enix game, it had like this AOL feeling area that you will log in first with the music. Like every menu have music and stuff like that, and you had an email address which was like a particular Square. I might be misremembering this, so if I'm exaggerating any of this, I apologize. But it was probably not an email as much as it was just like a message, like a friends list or something like that. But the thing is, it was like a message something.
Okay.
But it was, and then from there, after you did whatever business you were doing, because you could do like handle the billing part and everything. It was like a whole onboarding experience to then select the game, and then the game will start. That thing will fade away, and the game will start proper. And I thought, well, that's how MMOs are. That is part of what a MMO is. It has that experience, when it has the interface with the menu music and the fantastic music, because it's so Japanese, man. And of course, Blizzard makes World of Warcraft, and I get greeted to the screen, and it's just a plain like enter your username and password and start playing. It's like, who cares? You already pay your 15, just go at it. Which is, of course, more efficient, but it's like he lost something.
Yeah. There's something about the pride level that is put into a piece of work from Japanese creators.
Interfaces, like, listen, they are not and I hope that this doesn't come out like the messed up or generalizing, or let alone racist. I don't mean that at all. And if it sounds like that, I apologize. But in general, like when you see Japanese interface, I don't know if it's because they don't translate very well to the Western audience, but like it's not super intuitive at first. Mm-hmm. It's not, for the most part. Of course there are exceptions, but they are stylish. They will. There is a level of craftsmanship that you will not see on Western interfaces. Where the Western interfaces, I feel like they're just practical. They're just like, okay, do you need to go here? Just go here. There's no fanfare when you change it. There's no music. There's no like crazy. No. It's just you click here. Okay, now you're here. Do your business. Go in. Get out.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well. Fresh pick, guys. Let's get to it. First one is One Finger Death Punch 2 for PC.
That's actually a very good game, believe it or not.
Oh, I didn't know even.
It's simplistic, but it is super fun. You're like this I don't want. It's not like a stick figure, but it kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
And the movements that you do, the karate movements, it looks stylish as hell. It's super fun. It's just a very simple game, but
Okay.
You have to watch it. Like
You have to see a video.
Like
okay.
that, yeah.
Well, we'll have to look that up and share it with the group. World War Z comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
I heard that game was good.
I heard mediocre. That game was mediocre, as all mediocre gets.
Mediocre with good zombie physics.
Yes, I have heard that too, yes. Eternity, The Last Unicorn, comes to Xbox One. Table of Tales, The Crooked Crown, comes to PlayStation 4. Dark Quest 2 comes to PlayStation 4. Final Fantasy X and X2 HD Collection comes to Xbox One and Switch.
Xbox One didn't have that.
Evidently not.
And Switch has it for and it's probably Xbox also. $49.99 for that piece of garbage game. Sorry.
Actually, for both pieces.
For both pieces of garbage games. I apologize, but it's true. Final Fantasy X was not a great Final Fantasy game. It was not the worst. That honor is bestowed upon Final Fantasy 13.
I don't know. I remember liking many parts of it, and then really finding many parts of it awkward as well. But But overall, I have overall like pleasant memories of it.
Listen, but it was because we were coming out of
Blitzball was weird.
I want to do underwater math. That's a great idea, Square. Good job. Yeah. No, listen, coming out of the previous Final Fantasies all the way to 9, which was phenomenal. Definitely 10 felt like it felt like a cop out. It did not meet expectations.
Yeah, when it compared to you can say compared to 6 and on.
7 was fantastic.
No, I'm saying 6, 7, 8, 9. Compared to 10, it's like
you
were doing really well.
I'll go. Final Fantasy 4 was amazing.
I never played Final Fantasy 4. I take your word for it, but I never.
That was, dude. Final Fantasy 4 or 2. You never played the Super Nintendo PlayStation? I mean the Super Nintendo.
The Super Nintendo.
The Super Nintendo. Listen, that was that almost became a thing. You know that almost became a thing for real. No. You never played the Super Nintendo version? Is what I meant to say. Final Fantasy 2. Like
Final Fantasy 2. Yeah. No, I never played. The only one I played, I can tell you, was Final Fantasy 3, which is actually 6. So
you played 3. Okay. Yeah. So 2. It was really fucking good.
Tanks Meet Zombies comes to Switch.
Tanks Meet Zombies?
Tanks Meet Zombies, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they get together.
Seems like a one-sided fight.
Yeah, I agree. Tethered Together comes to PC and Mac. Foxyland 2, this is a sequel, comes to
Electric
PC.
Boogaloo?
Yeah, sure. Whispers of a Machine comes to PC and Mac.
Weird name.
Dumb Little Creatures comes to PC and Mac. Katana Zero comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, and Mac. And that, my friend, is why I was excited. I am downloading that as soon as I get a chance.
Really? What is it about?
I sent you the video on this.
Did I see it?
Yes.
I probably saw it.
Yeah, you saw it. You'll know when you see it.
Oh, is that the Ninja Gaiden-ish looking one that he's a robot ninja?
No, that's the one you sent me. I said, that's cool, but this is the one
but
I really want.
Oh, this is the one that you responded back. Yes, and then I was like, oh shit, no, hold on. Yeah. Okay.
You were talking about Cyberblade or something like that.
Which look great.
It does look great.
But this one looks fantastic too.
Out as of yesterday. So
it's out already?
Yes.
What's it called?
Katana Zero.
Hold on. Let me fix that right the fuck now.
While he fixes that right the fuck now.
$14.99 Katana Zero. It is
a buy,
right there. Wait, yeah.
It is a buy. Yeah, it's great. It's great. And yes.
Very positive review. Not overwhelmingly positive.
And yes,
not that matters.
It is a Devolver Digital joint, so not that we're sponsored by them in any way, but
that look great.
It does look
82 on Metacritic so far, so good.
Done.
Yeah.
Ordered.
Day one.
All right. Next, God's Trigger comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Cuphead comes to Switch. Sudoku Relax comes to Switch. Hell is Other Demons comes to Switch. Konami Anniversary Collection Arcade Classics comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. No? Konami Anniversary Collection.
Do we know what arcade?
Look it up. It's already out as of today.
Hold on, Konami.
Let's take a look and see what he's looking at. Yeah.
Konami Collection games. Let's see what is included in this thing.
There you go. Releasing. There you go.
Let's see. It has game list: Haunted Castle, Typhoon, Ajax, Nemesis, also known as Gradius, Gradius 2, Life Force,
also known as Nemesis 2.
also known as Salamander, Thundercross, Scramble, and Twin. Dude, for real. No, bro. No.
Nope,
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Konami.
Yeah, sorry, Konami. This ain't gonna cut it.
These are scraps that they've completely just.
I mean, what do you have there? You got Gradius, 2, and Life Force. So 3 shmups, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, man. And then Haunted Castle, also known as Castlevania. Almost, if you look at the logo of it,
yeah,
doesn't that look like Cyber Melbourne? It's the exact same post as Cyber Melbourne in Castlevania.
No. The last few guys, Nurse Love Syndrome comes to PlayStation Vita. Apparently, that's still getting games. You Died, but a necromancer revived you. Comes to Switch and PC.
Okay.
And finally, Muscle Magic comes to PC. So
wait, none of these are games that have already been released. Or
yes, the earliest one started this Monday, and this last one was from today.
Okay,
it's from the week. Yeah. So yeah, my hot pick, fresh pick, is Katana Zero, brother.
I don't know. My fresh pick is Relax Sudoku.
I think it's Sudoku Relax. But
well, relax, okay? It's Sudoku. All right? Chill.
It's like you're saying, relax, Sudoku. Sudoku's a person. Relax.
Relax,
Sudoku. Chill out, Sudoku.
Yeah.
Stop being
Take a chill pill.
Yeah, stop being such a jerk.
Yeah. And play some Katana Zero.
Exactly. All right, guys, it's time for the useless news that you can use.
Sure.
Yeah. My first piece of news, guys, Bloodborne game trailer offers a dynamic look at how the game is played. We actually saw the trailer, sir. Mm-hmm. And I will post it along with this. This is coming from Come On, which is the name of the developer. And has already released a tabletop card game based on Bloodborne. But this is a new one. It looks pretty good. So what did you think of the... It looks very complicated.
It looks ridiculously complicated, yeah. But then again, at the table... I was going to say table tennis. Tabletop gamers enjoyed... There is a niche... Oh, I wouldn't call it a niche product because there's probably a lot. I don't know how many. But... There are people that are okay with that level of complexity. They actually look upon that level of complexity. Some might say the game might be a little too difficult, too complex. Yes. Just like its original.
Exactly. I was going to say, it's like,
on video game.
It is trying to make a card game of an already challenging game.
You know what? So. They probably should make an easy mode on it because you need to attract, the more casual audience. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, we're not going there.
Or will we? Stay tuned.
Oh, hey, if you get it, I'll play with you.
No. Oh, is it my time? Okay.
Yes,
so I don't have. It's not a piece of news. It's about. I wanted to mention it because we talked about Star Wars Jedi Fallen last week when we were discussing the fact that they had to come up front like immediately saying and. Star Wars Jedi, Jedi Fallen, but hold on, wait. It doesn't have microtransactions and it doesn't have, and we're not gonna put him. Listen, come back. Hey, Naldo, come here. Listen. This game has no microtransactions and they're not gonna put any, according to EA.
Yeah, according to EA.
Exactly. So it was hilarious because it came from. From their own Twitter account. So, in other words, it's almost like, yes, it's not going to have the shit that you pretty much created. Now you have to come and defend it like, oh, no, it's not going to have that. Don't worry, guys. All our other games, they have that shit. They have all that crap. But not this Star Wars because, I mean, we're in contract with Disney. They're already pissed off enough at us. So we can't fuck up again.
We can't mess it
really. Yeah. This is just going to be, no, don't worry. No, we're not going to force multiplayer. You know what? No multiplayer. We're not gonna even get into that. It's gonna be single player only. All right. And none of that microtransaction BS that we put on FIFA and all the other games and Anthem. I mean, you want some microtransaction bullshit? Go play some Anthem. We still sell that, We still have that. But don't you worry. Don't you worry, child. But then they released a trailer for it. And
they did.
Yeah. So what do you think about that trailer?
I don't know, man.
Listen.
First off, it was.
Listen, hater. It's not a bad trailer. It's a CG trailer. That's as much as we can expect.
It's a CG trailer.
Yes.
So I mean, obviously, it's meant to be a story setup trailer. Okay?
Right.
This is not a gameplay trailer. It's just showing off what the story looks like or what the story is going to feel like. Because we're not getting specifics on the story either. So it really is more of a teaser of it. What's going on.
They did release some explanation on it, but. Again, it's like, okay.
So I have to read up on it instead of watching it on the trailer. Yeah. So
that's what teasers do.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was okay. I think we discussed the characters appears to be very typical of the lone hero that's supposed to be
the thing with where is my Sours 1313?
Exactly.
I feel what you said. Actually, I was asking. I wanted to ask you because I saw the trailer. Honestly, it looked like another Star Wars trailer. See, I have seen some amazing Star Wars trailers.
Yeah.
Amazing to the point where, like, say for example, I will show you this. You will say, "Of course, I will never play this type of game because it's an MMOA and it's not for me." And now you will say, "And fuck EA because it's from EA." Like, you remember the trailers for Star Wars: The Old Republic?
Yeah.
Amazing. Like, I'm talking about like setting it up to where they didn't even care about the game. You just wanted to see that movie. You just wanted to see a movie about that, and they kept doing that for quite some time. So this trailer come out, and it's definitely not that caliber. It sets up like you were saying, the story beats about, this is also looks like it's the one Jedi that after the setting is supposed to be like the time of the Clone War and when the Order 66 was given, and he's trying to hide the fact. Yeah.
Of a character we never heard.
Oh, that's I never heard. Well, it's Star Wars. Of course, they're gonna do that.
Exactly. He's Nathan Drake's brother.
And he's Nathan Drake's brother. Yeah. He will meet Darth Vader somehow because they're gonna put it there. He probably meet, what was his name? Starkiller from.
Yes, Starkiller from Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Yeah. Wow. It is, we're taking. So anyway, the thing that struck me was the fact that the trailer was okay, and it was setting that era, which is cool, I guess. It is an interesting era to I wouldn't say explore because it has been done already in the movies and all that, but it's cool nevertheless, and the fact that you are hiding as a as one of the last Jedis,
which I can see many stories that can be developed from that.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Because they couldn't all have gotten wiped out.
No, exactly. Oh, it's like history when they talk about, and they were wiped out. Not really.
I'm sure there are some survivors. Yeah.
Exactly. There are stories that can be told. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as they don't try to tie it all up together with the characters that we already know. Like, I don't want this like they did with fucking Starkiller, where he became the reason why the rebellion was formed, or some shit like that, or a pillar of the way the rebellion was formed. And of course, that's non-canon bullshit. And this one they are treating as canon, supposedly, allegedly. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Until they
retcon it, exactly. Because again, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
The things that I don't like about the trailer is that for the creation of the character, of your main character, is the most plain looking video gaming model that they could have picked. Almost like they just grabbed them from a sample pack, from whatever engine this is. Yeah. I want to say this is Unreal.
This is Unreal, yeah.
There you go.
Which is interesting, considering that EA owns Frostbite. So, that's their own engine, and they licensed out for Unreal.
Listen. I think right now they want to distance as much as they can possibly can from the whole thing. With, I mean, obviously, Frostbite hasn't been very well. Frostbite is a great engine for what it was meant to do, what it was designed to do, and not for anything else. So they probably, I'm sure that the offer was there to offer it, and Respawn was like, I'm good, fam.
Yeah,
I'll take it. Just like Titanfall and the most recent, Apex Legends, it's not Frostbite. Nope. They're like, we're cool, fam. We got this. We know what we're doing. Don't you worry. You obviously you like what we do because you bought us because of what we do. Just let us do our thing. And so far we have been independent on a thing. Of course, we already know that's not gonna last for long. But for now, I'm still hopeful for this game. But like I was saying, it was kind of like a very plainish character, and also like you see on the very trailer, you see elements of, this is definitely a Respawn game. It has walls running.
Yeah,
in the
wall running. Yeah,
like the same type of wall running that you saw in Titanfall. Of course, what other method of wall running would that be? But that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, it looked pretty much like your character from. I mean, you throw on the suit, he's just running on the walls. Like, yeah, that's him.
That's
Titanfall 2 character.
That's Titanfall. At some point, I was expecting, where's the Titan gonna fall? Because, but I'm hopeful for what I'm hearing so far. I hear it's a third person, game. I heard that they're calling it a what was that? I don't. Oh man, like it's not meant to be just like mindless. Hack and
slash.
Hack and slashy is a little bit more methodical than fighting.
Okay.
So that sounds interesting. A lot of people are saying like, "Oh my god, that's awesome! They're gonna make it almost like Dark Souls-ish." Like, then I really, absolutely, 1,000 billion% will guarantee you that it's not that.
No.
Because it's Star Wars, and it is still need to be accessible as possible.
Absolutely. Although again, difficulty is not an accessibility issue, but I know what you mean.
Or is it?
So the aspect that they're mentioning is I would love to see a Star Wars game. Now that I would play it if it comes from EA, but a Star Wars game that would take true lightsaber fighting, like that you would have to, and to compare to Sekiro. Obviously, maybe not be as punishing as Sekiro is, but be like, hey, this requires you a little bit of like a little bit of skill for you to
punishing.
No, not punishing. Not
interesting.
Punishing.
Interesting. I just don't choice of words.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes
you dig yourself on that one, sir. Take the next piece.
Yeah, guys. Here's a story about review bombs, but for a change, it's a nice one.
Oh.
The Steam community ganged up on Ubisoft this week, but this time it was to cover Assassin's Creed Unity in praise for the publisher's effort to help in the restoration of Notre Dame in Paris.
That is cool.
Earlier this week, Ubisoft made the PC version of Assassin's Creed Unity free and chipped in another 500,000 euros into rebuilding efforts of the 856-year-old Notre Dame, whose roof and spire burned on Monday. The cathedral is a prominent landmark in Assassin's Creed Unity, French Revolution Paris, and Ubisoft made the game free so players could explore Notre Dame virtually as it was before the conflagration.
As you kill many characters.
Sure, I mean that happened, right?
Yes, yeah. It's history.
Yeah, the complimentary reviews are enough to take the game from a mixed reputation, and to be fair, deservedly so. Among more than 1,700 user ratings, and gave it a very positive reputation among 716 recent reviews. A look at the graph Steam provides shows a surge in positive remarks on April 16th. I bought ACU. This is a comment from someone on the user. I bought ACU months ago. I don't mind. Hope my money is donation for Notre Dame. Amen. So essentially what they're also trying to do, I'm trying to get to that part here on the story, but they are trying to also let them use the model that they use for the game to help in reconstruction efforts of the Notre Dame once they can get back in there, which is pretty cool. Yeah. I think that's obviously obviously it will still end up having to be all new stuff compared to a lot of stuff. I mean, there's wood and stuff that burned that was like, dude, centuries old. You know what I mean? And it's a shame. It's a shame that happened. But it's cool to see that an effort's being made. Hey, we did this. We came in. We did this so we can recreate it. Hopefully, this can help reconstruct it so it at least continue to go another.
And this is not I mean, this might sound like company like Ubisoft. Why aren't they giving more? Well, actually, you know what? They didn't give pennies. It was 500. Was it what?
500,000 euros.
500,000 euros, right? Mm-hmm. That's a sizable chunk, of money.
And they didn't have to give anything. So
exactly. So good for them. Actually, good vibes for Activision.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Sorry, Ubisoft. Fuck Activision. Ubisoft. Thank you. My God. Please fix that. You know what? Edit that shit out because that is the worst slip of the tongue ever.
I'm actually gonna just replay it for you.
We all love EA. So, not to keep it, not to bring it back to Star Wars, but like I said, guys, there's not a lot of news pieces that happened today. However, there was collective freak out over Star Wars episodes 90s of Emperor Palpatine.
Yes.
And you know what? Sometimes you gotta relax and just have an open mind about it.
Chill,
when has Star Wars let us down? No one answers that.
The
Jar Jar Binks says hi.
Yeah.
So during Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker's first trailer, there is an unmistakable tease for the series villain Emperor Palpatine, whose laugh can be heard right at the end. In addition, the character's actor Ian McDermott made a cameo on stage at Star Wars Celebration following the trailer, introducing crew to roll the video again, and he did so as Palpatine. However, McDermott has since stated the Emperor is definitely dead.
Yeah.
So this is not some they're possibly he's super dead. You saw him fall out of the
and
cannon
explode,
and explode and everything. Lightning, Exactly. Yes, he's super dead. According to Polygon, McDermott told fans during a separate panel interview that he only showed up on stage because, quote, he happened to be in the area.
Oh, God. He got nothing else going on.
He continued, so I thought I should drop him for a laugh.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
He later recalled conversations he had with Star Wars creator George Lucas regarding Palpatine's fate. McDermott said, is he? And before he could even finish the sentence, Lucas replied, dead? Yes. Well, couldn't he perhaps? No, he's dead. Well, wouldn't be interested in? Forget it. That's how the conversation went, basically. We were not letting even finish the sentences.
He's dead. Let it go.
Yeah. However, while Lucas created the series and directed 4 of his 6 first films, he no longer owns or controls the franchise. Not George Lucas, which now belongs to Disney. It's since been well documented that episodes 7, 8, and 9 do not follow what Lucas had planned. So it is possible the franchise new owner might find a way to resurrect Palpatine in a late twist. Plot twist! He never died. Hey, awesome! Wouldn't that be great?
No. It would not be.
There's also Palpatine's own hints to Anakin that there are ways to cheat death. You remember that?
Yes.
There's actually a whole book that is
based
an excellent Star Wars book. And so in other words, a lot of speculations of could this be possible, maybe? But he's saying no, guys, it's dead.
Just
let it go.
That brings the question though.
Why the hell did they do it?
Why include the laugh in the trailer?
Yeah. Why include?
Now I'm starting to go, guys. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Why?
I guess in itself. Hearing the laugh didn't make me automatically think, oh my God, it's gonna be back. They're bringing the Emperor back because they always do like, the flashbacks or the visions. Also, it could just be, Ray having a vision of the the dark side, or it could be something like that. Like never in my mind crossed, oh, Palpatine is coming back, until people started saying, oh my God, they're bringing Palpatine back. I can't believe they're doing this.
I literally didn't even recognize the laugh, too. I didn't
exactly, and that's another thing. Yeah. I mean, I knew what it
had to be confirmed by them for it even to be confirmed. You know what I mean?
But it was a particular. I mean,
it didn't sound like
really.
Anyway. Yep, not at all.
It didn't sound like it, but I know what they were trying to do, and it made me think of Palpatine. It just didn't make me think, oh my God, he's alive, because that's stupid. That would be super duper stupid.
So there is I want to say it's a graphic novel series. It takes place 6 years after the Return of the Jedi, which is considered not canon right now, this particular story. And it's called Dark Force Rising. And it has Palpatine actually come back. And the reason where it came from is that he had, in the event of his death, he had this machine ready to go to create a clone of himself. And he would be able to transfer his
persona.
His persona. Let's put a persona into it. If it was triggered at the right point.
Isn't that the story of? I mean, neither of us played it, and because who cares? But isn't that the Battlefront 2 single player campaign has the Emperor as some sort of like holographic robot looking thing?
Battlefront 2? I don't recall. The original Battlefront 2, you saying?
No, sorry. The Battlefront 2 that came out. Remember how they had a single player campaign?
And I
with Janina Gavankar. Yeah. So yeah.
I didn't know. No,
I didn't
know that. Yeah.
That was crap, and it was incomplete at the end. So who cares?
Yeah.
But it had an emperor-ish figure, and when I mean emperor-ish, I don't mean it in the sense of like Snook was. Mm-hmm. I meant that that's the face of the Emperor. It just looked like it's like holograph into this like cyborg looking thing.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that. Yeah, this one didn't have that. It was actually the Emperor. He was just young. He just looked like, because it takes 6 years after, but obviously the machine was able to make him grow a little bit faster so he can get to mature age quicker. So by the time you see him here, he's like in his 30s.
But he's a clone, basically.
But he's a clone, yeah, exactly. And then he has to face off Luke again. Luke, of course, is already strong at this point. So I sincerely doubt that they're going to suddenly introduce this thing into.
But then what else could it be? I don't know,
man.
When you think about it, is it going to be Kylo?
Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
See, the thing, I already feel like you're gonna have a redemption of Kylo Ren. You're gonna. I already feel that that's what's gonna happen. I don't think he's going to be the big bad in this movie.
He should be.
He should be.
Honestly,
but I don't think
this should be. This should take. That's the stupid thing with the Disneyfication of movies. You will never expect a mature story. Like when I say mature, I mean I don't mean like blood and gore. I mean a movie that is like dark in a sense that is not a happy ending. Correct. Or something like that. You will never see that because
honestly, it's just a story that doesn't treat the audience like the kids they want to sell the merchandise to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's really what
it needs to be. It needs to be.
It has to be tragic sometimes. It's okay with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But in the eyes of Disney, for it to be a marketing thing, it has to be a happily ever after Frozen type of deal. Perhaps, and that sucks. Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
We already let me put it this way: if it's a Disney movie, it doesn't matter what it's about. You know already exactly how it ends.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Well said, sir. My last piece, guys. Konami, I'm going back to Konami here, reveals the full Castlevania Anniversary Collection lineup. And let's hope it's better than that shit we just read a moment ago. Back in March, Konami announced 4 of the titles included in the Castlevania Anniversary Edition collection. The original Castlevania for the NES, Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge for the Game Boy, Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse for the NES, and Super Castlevania 4 for the Super NES. Rounding out the collection will be Castlevania The Adventure from Game Boy, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest for the NES, and Castlevania Bloodlines for the Sega Genesis, and finally Kid Dracula for the Famicom.
You're excited like, oh my god, and Symphony of the Night? Nope.
Nope.
Kid Dracula. Because
negatory. Yeah. The last game on that list received a Game Boy remake sequel in North America, but the original Kid Dracula, aka Akumajo Special Boku Dracula-kun, was only released on Famicom in Japan.
It was completely unnecessary to bring up.
Castlevania Anniversary
Doki Dracula.
Doki Dracula, whatever. Will be
Doki Dracula Bite.
Yeah. The collection will be released on May 16th on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Windows PC, Steam, Xbox One, and it will be priced at $19.99.
Cool.
That's not bad for $19.99.
No, not at all. Octopath Traveler is coming to PC in June. Square Enix is porting the JRPG from Switch to Steam. Square Enix is bringing its HD 2D role-playing game Octopath Traveler to Windows PC on June 7. The company announced the game will be released digitally to Steam. It is not clear what will differentiate the PC version of Octopath Traveler. If I had to guess, probably nothing.
Yeah.
From the Nintendo Switch version released in 2018. Square Enix hasn't specified what features of improvement players should expect on PC. Well, it's going to be 60 frames per second, 144 hertz. It's going to support 21:9, and it's going to have RTX lighting.
Ray tracing.
It's going to have ray tracing. It's going to have all the good stuff that you like. Let me see. There was a few other things that I wanted to close out on, but they are
unimportant.
This is very important. So Nintendo Switch update adds the ability to transfer save data between systems.
Nice.
OM freaking G.
About damn time.
It's about time.
Yes.
The Nintendo Switch system update version 8.0.0 is already available. It adds the ability to save transfer data from individual games between Switch systems. An interesting development ahead of the console's new models expected this year. If you're upgrading your Switch to a beefier model, let's say, you want to take that Breath of the Wild save with you. Wouldn't you think?
Yep.
Probably true. So that was, man, that's about time. Like you wouldn't have expected. After all this time, Nintendo to finally cave in. I mean, to finally do the right thing. They should have. This is a thing that should have been there from the get go. Because think of when your Switch, if your Switch dies, and you have to get a replacement. Like all that you mean to tell me
all that stuff that you did that you did is gone for good.
No, that's just stupid. That's just stupid. Yeah. But more stupid, because I don't think anything else is more stupid.
Uh-oh.
There's this new Capcom joystick, this Capcom classic system, this plug-and-play home arcade thing. Have you seen this thing, sir?
No, I don't think I have.
Allow me to describe this to you. So you know that, the fighter sticks?
Yeah.
Right?
With the 6 buttons.
With the 6 buttons and stuff like that. Well, Capcom released one. And it has, some of their games, some of their arcade games for it. The stick is in the shape of literally the Capcom logo. So imagine the Capcom logo as a big piece of plastic that you will put on your lap, right there.
Oh my God!
And that is what you actually play with.
What the hell?
It is so stupid, but that's not the worst part. Capcom has announced the Capcom Home Arcade, a plug-and-play duo for arcade sticks. So it has 2 that comes with a handful of classic Capcom arcades. Other long-running game makers like Nintendo and PlayStation have released their own plug-and-play collections of nostalgic games in recent years, but Capcom's entry is a little different than its predecessor. Partly due to the fact that it is set to retail for $260.
Oh my God.
Already missing the entire point of these systems. First, yeah.
Capcom was doing so well.
What other classic consoles have taken to miniaturizing the looks of the original machines, Capcom system
Capcom doesn't have a machine.
No.
They just have a logo.
They have a logo. They just have a logo. So they decided to make a sizable, over 2 feet long panel model after the Capcom logo.
Wow.
So overall, 16 games are included in the system, including the likes of Super Puzzle Fighter 2, Turbo, Goose and Ghost, and Darkstalkers: The Night Warriors. Actually, I have the list. Hold on. If you allow me to get you the list, let me see. Capcom, what is it called? Crappy Home Arcade System Games.
Oh, yeah. How about that? It came right up.
Let's see if we get a 16 games. All right, let's see. Polygon doesn't fail me. What are the games? Here they are. Nice. All right, so the games are 1944, The Loop Master, Aliens vs. Predator, Armored Warriors, Capcom Sports Club, Captain Commando, Cyberbots, Full Metal Madness, Darkstalker, The Night Warriors.
The original, okay.
Echo Fighters, Final Fight, Goose and Ghost, Gigawin or Gigawing? Gigawin, probably.
Who cares? Nobody knows.
How about Mega Man: The Power Battle?
Okay, don't remember that one.
That's like it's loosely a fighting game. It's more like a boss rush.
Boss rush. Okay.
Yeah. Pro Gear, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Strider, and like I mentioned, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. So,
damn,
yeah.
16 games, $260. I mean, I don't know.
For a system that, hold on, let me see. So this list is certainly not exhaustive. The Capcom home arcade games are from Capcom's CPS 1 and CPS 2 arcade boards, which had over 60 releases across the two platforms, including notable titles like the initial Marvel vs. Capcom games, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, and Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes. Of course, those games will never be on the system because of licensing things, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah, you can pre-order now, and it will become available.
$60 gaudy piece of shit, sure.
$260. If you were to tell me, okay, you can add games, you can add Capcom games to this.
No,
it'll still be expensive. It'll still be way too expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, just put a little bit more, you can get a Switch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh brother. Yeah. You know what? I'm done. That's all. I can't talk anymore.
All right, guys. We'll be right back with our hot topic. Welcome back, guys. It is time for our hot topic of the week.
This week, hot topic is going to be introduced pretty soon. But first, I kind of wanted us to touch base a little bit on some comments that we made last week.
Yes.
On our hot topic of the week that had to do with difficulty.
Difficulty.
Because after we spoke about it, and I gave it some thought, I have the feeling, and this might just be me.
Okay.
All right, but I wanted to bring it up. This was my idea.
Yeah. This is all your segment.
Yeah.
This is Dream Twister Ponders.
I need
the meaning of life.
This is what was the topic? What was the name of the topic of the week? The whole thing.
Can difficulty ruin a game?
Part 2.
Okay.
Or epilogue.
Yeah.
There you go. So after we had our podcast and I went to bed, I started thinking about about our comments because it is an interesting topic, and my concern became that I didn't want people to get the wrong idea on where I at least unless where I see it up as far as the argument of difficulty goes. I don't feel I express myself well enough.
Okay.
Because you had your point and Gio had its point, and I just want to make
shout
it
out
clear.
to Gio. Yeah.
Shout out to Gio that brought us his great segment.
Yeah.
last
the azúcar.
The azúcar. Yeah, he brought the azúcar. So my thing with difficulty is that I'm honestly not opposed to having those type of games have an easier level, an easy
mode.
An easy mode, exactly. And
so
I
you are on the side of it should be okay.
Yes, okay. I feel like I wouldn't go as far as to say like a game cannot be like I wouldn't say it's ruined. Like I wouldn't say Sekiro. Oh, it's ruined because it doesn't have an easy mode. Just like I wouldn't say a game like Cuphead is ruined because it doesn't have an easy mode. And it's not Cuphead. It is a crafted, beautiful game that requires a high level skill of gameplay that you can very much acquire. Yes, you definitely can. That's the game that to me it's another example of a game that it could have benefited from having an easy mode, because at the end of the day I get the point of these games are designed to be this way. These games are designed to be be complex, and not everything should be like handed and like Gio's point yesterday. I agree 100%. It's like not everything is easy in life. But this is a game. This is meant to be a method of entertainment, of laying back. This is a leisurely thing. You're not trying to prove yourself to anybody. I mean, you can prove yourself you can prove whatever you want to yourself. If you want to challenge yourself and conquer the game at the mode that the developers are meant to have it, the more power to you. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think there's anything wrong also with having an easy mode on a game, because A, you're not forced to use it.
I agree.
And B, there's nothing wrong with having other people that do not have the skill or the time to learn the skill that you have be able to enjoy a campaign. We have to be careful where we stand when it comes to accessibility. Yes, I don't like the idea when games get dumbed down, And by dumbed down, I mean like they actually change gameplay elements, and now the entire game is
not the game anymore.
It's not the game anymore. Yeah, it's something simple. However, that's not the same as an easy mode, where this easy mode could have the same elements. They're just the challenge is a little bit simpler.
It's eliminated. It's eliminated or reduced.
It's reduced. I think a game like Tomb Raider I can't speak for the last one. I will imagine maybe the last one has it, but I haven't played it. But the previous one, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, had a difficulty.
Shadow is the last one.
Sorry, Rise of the Tomb Raider had a difficulty level where you can choose what is it that you want it to be difficult. Do you want the puzzle to be harder, or do you want the shooting to be to be hard, the enemies the battles to be harder? And that's awesome. I also like the idea of maybe a game that could possibly learn from your gameplay and adapt. The problem with those is that they don't tend to work very well, so I would rather still have, a little bit of manual, control over it. So there's nothing wrong with being inclusive. You know what I mean? It's a game like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. It is okay that is hard, but having an easy mode does not affect the game. Like, it doesn't change anything on it. You still will play it on hard or normal,
and it should even have a harder mode. For those people that want to
It does actually.
Well, oh, it does. Yeah. Okay. So it has a normal and a hard mode. But what's the problem with having an easy mode? Like
so I agree. I see what you're saying, and honestly, if the game comes out with a easy mode, like if From Software goes in and programs in an easy mode, there should be nothing wrong with that. Obviously this is the creator themselves are like, that's fine. We'll make it for those who want to, whatever. Right. However, if they don't, then that should also be fine.
Yeah,
it should also be like, hey, if they don't do it, then and I mean this in the nicest way, but tough luck for anybody who doesn't want to play the hard mode. It's like or the game itself, because there's no hard mode.
We shouldn't have we shouldn't be expecting every game that comes out to have. I give you the example again. EVE Online. I would not expect that game to have an easy mode. I would like it to be a little bit more easy to learn how to play, but not change. But not to change the way that game is, just to give me a little bit of an advantage of anything because I put a softer mode or anything like that. I wouldn't want that. So, but we have to be clear. We're saying that yes, if it's ultimately to the developers. The developer decided not to add it. Then
and
that's
if they
fine.
decide to add it, that should also be fine.
Yeah. But I feel like I feel like if let's say for example, I'm not saying that this will happen, but say for example, if the developers From Software were to decide like, you know what, there's a popular demand for it, we have decided to add an easy mode on it. I feel like there is a population of gamers that will flip their shit for it. About it, and that's not the right attitude to have, because how does that affect you? Like, how does that affect the way you play? And I was concerned that our message last week might have come up a little bit elitist, and that's not what we're trying to do. Because if anything, I try to be as anti-elitist as possible. I hate that elitism, except when I role play being a PC elitist. But I'm not really one, because I love my console. It's fact. But PC for the win. But hey, if I would not have a shame on lowering the difficulty of a game, like I had to do with Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
The problem is that was not the way I used to think. Before, I felt like normal is the way the developers wanted me to play the game, and even worse, when the developers will make and this happened a lot in Halo, when the game will give you a normal level, but then it give you, and this is hard mode. This is the way it's meant to be played. Like, fuck you. Like, like if this is the game, if this is the method that the way that the game's meant to be played, this should be the default. Then
this should be normal. Yeah.
This should be normal. Then don't give me that crap. Don't give me that mashup bullshit.
Yeah. That is definitely BS. That's definitely someone who is, hey, we're gonna make them try this out. We're gonna whatever. And chances are that's how they were playing, but that's messing with the mind, and I hear it, which is why I like the fact that you mentioned Cuphead and you mentioned Sekiro, the games that generally there is no difficulty mode. It's the mode. This is the main mode. There is no up. There's no down. It's just the mode prime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. So there is no, if you want to play it on hard or if you want to play it on easy. Let me tell you, I looked into it. Hard mode it's hard to even figure out how to activate hard mode in the game. So that's a little ridiculous. But obviously you don't have to do it. So, but anyway,
hey, I would have loved
With Cuphead, it's the same thing. It's like hey, they didn't include it. There's no easy mode. You know, and again, it shouldn't. They should if they choose to put it in, like the instance that we mentioned, Celeste, they did choose to put in an assist mode, but they did it differently in the sense that when you start the game, there's this wonderful moment that it displays right on the screen that says, you can do this. It just says it right in the beginning. You know what I mean? And I've heard and read stuff that people go, when they see that, they go back and change it from the assist mode to the main mode. It's like, all right, well, let's see if I can do this. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
And that, yeah, so I'm saying, that's the opposite of the, this is the way the developer meant to, you know what I mean? It's the opposite effect of it. And I think the opposite effect literally has an opposite effect because you suddenly feel like, well, what are you calling me, a fucking loser for playing on a normal?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Be careful though, because that's a beautiful way of doing it. But I've also seen, and you have seen as well, the condescending way of doing that, where it's like, oh sure, we'll give you, we'll let you play the Ninja Dog mode. That was Ninja Gaiden.
Oh no,
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja
Gaiden will it has like hard and normal and Ninja Dog. I say to make you feel, or Metal Gear Solid. Gave you a freaking, what was it? A chicken
suit.
A chicken suit. For it, and bullshit like that. Wolfenstein gives you the baby mode. You have a face with a fucking So that's condescending, and I hate that. I hate that elitist bullshit.
But I really feel that yes, there is a group that will probably
flip their shit
because it would do it. But I think for the most part, the fact that From Software just leave it as is. It's just one. We're not being condescending, but we're also not being, like Celeste to say, hey, there is an easy mode if you want. You know what I'm saying? This is what we did. This is the vision that we have for this. And we want you. The purpose for we made this is so you feel like a badass shinobi by the end. And it's if that's the path, you know what I'm saying. If you are interested in said path, this is the game for you.
But would it be ruined by adding an easy mode?
It should not be ruined by adding an easy mode.
Because at the end of the day, I can feel like a badass.
I personally,
a shinobi person by playing on easy if that's just all I want. From it.
True. But the reason, that message is lost then. So the message here is we want you to feel like a badass shinobi. But by adding an easy mode that makes it much easier, that message is not there anymore. And that's okay. But that message is not there anymore.
But that's the developer. Again, this is you're letting the developer tell you this is the way the game is meant to be played. It's that mentality.
No, that's what I'm not. No, that's not the mentality because they're not saying that. I'm just saying it's clear. It's okay. It doesn't matter how you play. Enjoy the game. That's what they're saying. But because you add an easy mode to a game that didn't have easy mode, it's like, you know what? No, it doesn't matter how you play. Enjoy the game. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's how they should be saying.
But if they don't add it, then it shouldn't be, hey, this isn't for you.
No,
it should be, hey, if you're not interested, no big deal. But we're not going to change this. You know what I'm saying? It just isn't for you. So
but that's different. That's different from losing the match because again,
it is losing the match.
I can feel like a badass by playing. On
True, but that's not the badass that they want you to feel.
Well, again, that goes back. We're going circles.
No.
If they want you to feel, they are telling you this is the way it's meant to be played. You're letting them dictate.
I am, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The way it's played right now is the way they want you to play.
Right.
And that's no ifs, ands, or buts. They're not saying they're not playing with your mind saying, hey, there's an easy mode, but this is the way it should be played. They're saying there is no easy mode. This is just the way it's supposed to be played.
But if they add an easy mode,
then yes, that message is not there. That's not saying, hey, this is the way to be played. This is, hey, play it however you want.
That's
what that is. That's the message that's got changed.
I think
that's okay. Again, it's okay.
Yeah.
Either way, it's okay.
I think that playing the game whichever way you want to play, it's cool. If you want to challenge yourself and play on normal, fantastic. I wish Cuphead had an easy mode when I think about it because Cuphead was a game that I would have loved to see to the end. And not everybody has the entirety of the time. And I don't want to take DLC shortcuts where I have to pay for that because that would be the way.
That's even worse. Yeah,
that's even worse.
Yeah,
it just
which we can almost foresee happening.
We've seen it. We've seen it, especially from EA. Hello. Yeah. So I think what we should draw or what we should let go is the fact of the thing of. Well, if the game suddenly becomes they put an easy mode on it, and then it's ruining it because that was not the original vision. Well, the original vision is not lost; it's still there. It's called the normal mode, so it doesn't really lose the
I think it's both. I agree with you. I think it's both. I think we all have to look at it both ways. If they choose to put it in, it doesn't ruin the game.
Right.
If they choose not to put it in, it also doesn't ruin the game. The game is still
exactly. It doesn't ruin the game. Absolutely, yeah.
So I think we should look at it both ways. And yes, specifically those who, if they end up, if from which I don't think they will, because they haven't in any other game that raised the whole question.
Right.
So, but if they choose to do it here because they feel, you know what, we do want more people to enjoy this game because it's not your normal from a software game. So it's like there's a little bit more story based. So we do want people to enjoy it. So we'll put it in. If they decide to do so, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if they don't, that's still fine.
That's still
You know,
fine.
it's
Exactly.
still okay. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's no one saying, and I don't think Sekiro at any point does it go, you're a wuss for doing. Now there was a person who tweeted that, but you're a wuss for not doing this.
The gamers, the game won't do it. The gamers, is what I was going to say. But
that's not the game's fault.
No. Yeah. But that's why I wanted to make this clarification in the first place. I don't want to be labeled as that person that said, well, tough luck. If you ought to get good, then lol. Like I don't want to be that person because that is a shitty personality. And who cares if you beat the game on normal and the other person beat it on easy? Like, who gives a shit? It's just a game. You're just entertaining yourself. And guess what? That person got the same amount of entertainment as you got from your challenging part. You guys are not. This is not a competition. So that's what I want to do to clarify. But yeah, absolutely. It doesn't mean that the developers are required to put an easy on every game because, I mean, shit. Go play Dwarf Fortress. That game is mega hardcore for mega hardcore. Tell me that game has an easy mode. No, you know why? Because it's not fucking intended to. It's not meant to have an easy mode. So hashtag deal with it there.
Hashtag deal with it.
Yes. And now we go back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yes.
With today's hot topic of the week.
The hot topic, guys, is the difficulty of PlayStation 5. No, wait. No, PlayStation 5, guys. The Sony's next gen
You haven't
console
even
plan.
seen its final form.
No. And if its original form has anything to say about it, it apparently looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Very difficult.
Yeah, very, very difficult.
Very difficult to swallow.
Sony is finally ready to talk about the next generation. I'm just reading this off of Polygon. They had a nice little snippet of it. However, you should go, if you're very interested in the tech, to Wired, the website, and read the entire article with system architect Mark Cerny. So again, Sony is finally ready to talk about the next generation PlayStation. It's been working on for the past 4 years. PlayStation 5, although Sony has not officially committed to that name, is in the hand of game makers right now, and in the form of in the form of developer kits, according to an interview with Mark Cerny, who is the lead system architect. You will know him. He was also the lead system architect for the Vita and for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah. He was the person that gave the smackdown on the PS4 to Microsoft.
Yes, he did.
Single-handedly.
So here's some little bits of information and we'll get a little bit into the weeds on this. Cerny gave Wired first official details on the PlayStation 4 successor hardware. It will be powered by a CPU based on the third generation AMD Ryzen processor and a GPU based on AMD's Radeon Navi, which will support ray tracing and resolutions up to 8K.
What?
Yes. Cerny also teased new 3D audio technology as part of the CPU, hinting at a dramatically different audio experience. The next generation PlayStation will also have a solid-state drive, which I think personally was the big shock for me. The speedy bandwidth of the SSD will shrink lengthy load times and hopefully enable faster ways to get into multiplayer matches. Beyond hardware specs, Cerny has good news for PlayStation 4 owners. The next PlayStation will be backwards compatible with PlayStation 4 and support PlayStation VR. Though Cerny was hesitant to talk about any of Sony's next-gen VR plans. Sony did not offer a release date for the PlayStation 5 other than to confirm that it will not launch in 2019. But Cerny and company hinted that some upcoming games will likely span generations with releases of PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Hideo Kojima's upcoming Death Stranding is vaguely hinted at being one of those games. You can read that on the interview. But there's also plenty of other candidates, such as Sucker Punch, Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima better come out this year. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Naughty Dog's Last of Us Part 2, neither of which has a confirmed release date. Insomniac Games' Spider-Man is the one that was demoed on the at the interview itself, which it did show off a significant reduction in the load time, which normally took about 15 seconds on the PlayStation 4 Pro, I think they were using, and dropped to 1 on their
less than
on
1.
less than 1 on the test kit. So, very interesting stuff, sir. What do you think? I mean, you're the tech guy of us of this little duo here.
Yes.
I heard lots of letters and numbers, and they all sound impressive.
Yes. 7 nanometers. GPU next generation Ryzen CPU.
Ryzen something.
Navi. Excel. Microsoft.
Exactly.
PowerPoint.
Ryzen of the Dark Knight, and I was like, okay, that sounds great.
Not the Dark Knight.
The
Ryzen of Tomb Raider.
It was great. They showed graphs that were like the line was going up. That looks good, right?
Yeah. The bar's going up, always good.
Always good.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah. No, to be quite honest, I was almost shocked with how cavalier the whole thing came to be. Like, we woke up one day, also work. Next thing we know, out of the blue, Wired of all people have not leaks.
This is all confirmed.
But actual confirmed information from the lead engineer at Sony stating, oh, yeah, these are, what you could expect the specs of the next PlayStation or the next generation console. They're not calling it the PlayStation 5, but come on. They're not calling it the PlayStation 5 by name, but again, come on.
It'll be PlayStation 5,
it
should be anyway.
And when you hear about the platforms they're using, AMD, Ryzen. I think it was a third generation Ryzen, which my understanding, I don't follow AMD close enough, but I believe we are in the second generation right now, and so that chip is not out yet. Of course, it wouldn't be the same chip, or I wouldn't expect it to be the same chip as the one that that you buy on Newegg and put on your computer, for example. But it will be based on that architecture. Same thing with Navi, with the Navi GPU architecture. GPU being the graphics processing unit. Right now, we know nothing about
the Navi.
About Navi. There were some supposed benchmarks that were leaked, but in reality, there's no way to confirm this until there's something. There's nothing concrete on it. That said, NVIDIA, which is the other graphics player, at least on the PC market, they have the lead by quite a margin, actually right now. But AMD has been supplying the chips for, I believe, all consoles. Maybe except the Switch. I think the Switch is a version of the Tegra chip.
It is a Tegra, yeah.
It's a Tegra chip by NVIDIA. Right. So, but at least for Xbox and for Sony has been the ones giving the providing the GPU architecture, and this Navi next generation processor, next generation GPU is expected to be powerful. So much so that they're already Mark Cerny mentioned ray tracing, and I was shocked at that. That was the part. There were two parts of this whole reveal of this whole interview that were kind of shocking, and made me wonder about the timing of it, as well. The fact that the one of them is the fact of that's one of them, yes, but the fact that this architecture is based on the technology is not available, but it's gonna come into console, to consoles, is going to be to the PlayStation 5. It's going to be. Oh, yeah, I lost my train of thought on where I was going with that one.
It's going to be first on console. Is that what it is?
No. Oh. The fact that this GPU was supporting ray tracing. Ray tracing has been a marketing thing that Nvidia has used, and its power right now, it is impressive when you put $13,000 on. Or $1,300, dollars on your on just the GPU, just the graphics card. Like right now, that is very cost prohibitive. Mm-hmm. I have an RTX capable GPU. I have an NVIDIA 2080, not the TI, the 2080, and that is like I never use ray tracing on the games because I don't see the benefit of it. It is too. It's not ready yet. Mm-hmm. It's not ready yet. So to hear when I hear AMD or Mark Cerny talking about the AMD's architecture using ray tracing, it makes me think. Well, obviously it cannot be the ray tracing that I'm imagining it to be, which is the one that is a hardware-based solution. Because that will be, again, very cost prohibitive. So they might be doing some Sony magic with software, and making it happen. In which case, it's a little bit less impressive then, because of course now pretty much anything can run ray tracing. That's not the issue. The issue is you have to run ray tracing and you have to maintain frame rate. Yeah, and especially with games like again, it's always been frame rate first. Before graphics to me. If you give me a beautiful slideshow, then I don't care about that. I don't care how gorgeous it looks if it's going to run at, if it cannot maintain at the very least a solid 30 frames per second. It can't be less than that. Anything less than that, you will notice the difference. Mm-hmm. But we also have to look at the other side. Remember, consoles are dedicated machines. Every console is the same architecture. Developers could actually, they don't have to worry about compatibility. They can just program to the metal, to the chip itself directly, without having to worry about, this computer has this different memory and this different memory configuration. And in that case, we have to use this layer of code where everything is compatible, and that layer then communicates to the specific parts of your computer. Like, they don't have to worry about that. Consoles have always been, hey, the software talks to the metal directly, and usually there doesn't need to be a layer, And this is over simplifying, of course. So there is a possibility that the ray tracing could possibly be achieved even if software, but a good look. I mean, they're touting. That's another thing. Remember, they're touting 8K. That's bullshit right there. I'm gonna stop right now, Cerny. Nice try, but that is the only part of your whole message that is smelled like marketing bullshit. Because
I would agree. If it wasn't on Wired, it wasn't on, like, if it came out on IGN, and I'm like, okay, you're fluffing smoke up our asses. I get it, but it came out on Wired magazine. It's not magazine. It came out on this, and out of left field, and it's just like.
But that doesn't mean much because Wired
just smells. It smells like. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I agree, but I agree that it's like, okay, 8K. And not that 8K exists, but I don't think
available.
It's
8K is available. It's just
there's nothing. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing available there. So it's not like it's impossible. I feel like it's just future proofing.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, if we're gonna get to that point, we're gonna already have it already there. Is 8K really gonna be that special? I almost feel like 8K probably is not that special. You know what I mean? I mean, at some point, it's like, how many Ks do you need? It's like, so it's 12K. What does it matter?
Well, I'll tell you what I mean by that. When I hear this machine is capable of delivering 4K graphics, I say, I expect all games to run at 4K, or the vast majority of games to run at 4K. don't give me this game runs. So it's this
if that's
generation.
What you mean, yes, you're right.
It's this generation. This generation, everything was supposed to run at 1080p. Well, guess what? Almost nothing run at 1080p. Very little games were able to the point where we needed a refresh on titles. Because otherwise, Xbox...
A refresh that said 4K.
Yeah.
And now we're hitting 1080.
And now that's what we're hitting. That's why I say this thing with 8K, take that out of your mind. This is... Whatever runs at 8K... will probably have to have the graphics of an Atari game. It has to be something like ultra basic and I mean, obviously I exaggerate, but let's say for example a game like it's not gonna be a Battlefield. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be that.
Those graphic heavy games are not
gonna have run at 8K. Take it out of your mind right now. They're probably talking about sprite based, if anything,
or some sort of
some sort of small not even, because cell shading needs this computer power, because cell shading is based mostly on polygons. So the 8K was the part that was BS. Now the other thing that you mentioned, the solid state, that's real, because I have that on my computer, and the demo, it's convenient that they use a demo that was able to hit like less than a second loading time, not because it's impossible, because obviously it's possible, and I do believe it because I've seen it in games that load.
It's Spider-Man. It's a Spider-Man as opposed to...
It's a game that will load. It's a game that is graphically intensive, but again, because it's dedicated, first of all, the interface for that solid state is gonna be something next generation that PC hasn't reached just yet. That it will, which is the next PCI architecture. We don't have to go into details of that, but I will expect that, like, if it's loading that fast, that means that machine is gonna be the tech of it is gonna be more advanced. And I heard their marketing thing is gonna be, hey, games no loading times.
No loading times.
Yeah,
I heard the same thing.
Yeah. Now,
which, I mean, that honestly,
that doesn't mean there's not all loading times though.
What do you mean that?
No loading times doesn't mean no loading times. No loading times. What I infer from that is, like, yes, the games will load really fast, but you probably won't realize loading time because there'll be like masks
things in front, which they've done now. So,
exactly, which you do now. But right now it's kind of noticeable because when the elevator of the future is taking a minute to take you to the second floor, you obviously know that there's something amiss.
There's something going on. There,
yes.
Something's wrong with this.
You were gonna say, sir?
No, I just had a few questions for you. I wanted to first ask from what was mentioned in there, although you probably already answered this. Were there any surprises? Anything that you didn't expect would be included? You mentioned ray tracing. Was there anything else?
Honestly, the ray tracing and solid state were that solid state. I feel like it was. It wouldn't. I wouldn't say expected, because honestly, it was. I did not expect it. I was surprised that it was. But when you really think about it, like, what else? What is the next step?
What is the next gen?
What is the next step? What is the next gen in reality? And with prices of solid states being as low as they are, right now, it is very possible that it makes sense. Now, here's my concern. This is going to be solid state drive, but I don't expect it to be like a lot, like huge
memory
drive. And this let's say for the sake of let's say it's a terabyte, for example. Sounds like a lot. I don't even think there's gonna be that much. But let's say it's a terabyte of space on a solid state. Well, great. Now you have a machine that's running, pure, really 4K title, not fake 4K. It's the assets are bigger, and you have multi-gigabyte games, and once you fill that out, what are you gonna do? You're probably thinking, well, you could just plug an external hard drive, right? Well, not really.
Because solid state. Because isn't that what that means?
Well, even what was with solid state, there's no moving parts, right? Yeah. So yeah. But they do sell external hard drives that are solid states. The problem is right there is the USB where it'll be connected. You know, they will have to come up with. They will have to have some sort of special interface, or the USB will have to be an advanced, USB.
In order for it to run off of that.
In order to be able to because otherwise you can have the faster external drive, but if your USB bus is your bottleneck, then you're not going to see the benefit.
You're back down to loading.
So exactly.
So in a solid state, you are still able to remove and add applications, right? I mean,
of course.
So that would still, you wouldn't need the external, because I had, in the PlayStation 4, remember, I was using the one that you gave me for the external, and for whatever reason, it was acting weird. It was just interfering with stuff. So I never actually. Like I had to undock it and everything, but yeah, I mean, I can see what you mean though, because that's also a concern. But if you don't, I do know what you mean. Even at a terabyte, that sounds like a lot of space. But when you already have a much bigger game with the 4K graphics, so that game those files of 50 to 70 gigs that you were complaining about now look like 130 gigs. You know what I mean? Yeah, a terabyte's no longer that much space.
Yeah, I was being, and of course in this case, I was just pie in the sky thinking that they would give us a terabyte. If they're giving us all this other, all this power on everything else, they have to cut corners somewhere, or we're gonna end up with
selling at a cost.
They're gonna end up with a $599 again. So
thank you. That was actually my next question. What does this mean for price? Well, I mean, let's just say, for argument's sake, they go with a terabyte, and everything else that they've mentioned here. What are we looking at? What's the low end?
Well,
and what's the high end? Actually, what's the low end and the high end? We'll start with the low.
I think. Oh man, they talked about this a little, or he was a little. I think the article mentions where he says somewhere, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact quote, but that it was going to be reasonably priced.
Yeah.
So and seeing how they were able to deliver a powerful machine, for $399, which was mind blowing. When that was announced, was mind blowing. I can see them trying to stick as close to that as possible. If not, maybe. It'll have to be between 400 and 500. It'll have to be between there, because once you go past Sony that. Cannot afford to go to $599 no matter if this machine is 2 PlayStation 4s taped together. They cannot. They cannot. First of all,
they learned the lesson. You would assume
the price is a stigma by itself.
Yeah.
Just mentioning $599, get a second job.
Yeah.
No, sorry. So it will have to be.
They're going to have to take a loss.
They
did on the PlayStation 4 early on. And then suddenly they were like, no, we're no longer at a loss.
So. And also, you got to think of Sony has contenders, which evidently are poised to launch earlier than them, because they're already saying, PlayStation 5. No, but they didn't say PlayStation 5. But this generation machine, do not expect it in 2019. Period. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is gonna. So people are thinking, well, probably
Microsoft.
No, probably
Nintendo.
No. Probably fall of 2020.
Oh.
The release price. Yeah, the release date for a PlayStation 5. Let's call it what
fall
it probably is.
2020.
Yeah,
okay.
Fall of 2020. So, but you have contenders that are well positioned to play that game, that price game. We have Microsoft. I from the sounds of it, we still don't know what is the whole thing that they're planning. But from the sounds of it, it seems to be focusing less on hardware and more on services.
Mm-hmm.
So that and as we know, if you want to, just like with phones, if you want to bring the money off from services, you kind of have to subsidize a little bit on the hardware.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Microsoft will be very competitive, in pricing, or at least I will hope if they're intelligent, to do that.
Well, it appears that way because they already mentioned their own disk list, or at least I don't know if it was a leak or it was a mention earlier that we had discussed of a disk list that already seems to be low priced.
Oh,
for Xbox.
You're talking about the one that is releasing in May?
Yeah.
There's one. Oh, I skip actually that piece of news, but I posted it early enough, and I actually posted a meme about it as well.
Yes,
the fact that
the mouthless Neo,
the mouthless Neo, the fact that's happening, that's coming, but that's a Xbox regular, not.
No, I know.
Yeah,
but I'm saying one could assume that perhaps, and I think the theory has already been
the position themselves towards that.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So when they do the Microsoft does the next gen,
right?
They may have several SKUs. One already being very competitive at a cheaper price, and then they'll have the higher $399.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. And that was yes, you're right. There were some rumors. About that. So they're already thinking of positioning themselves as good as they can and price-wise. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we have Stadia. Whether you like it or not, it's the new kid on the block, and you have to consider it, at least until they prove they fail, you have to consider it as a potential powerful adversary because it's Google, because Google has all the resources, and because, the point of entry is supremely low. Like if it's just that controller and it's optional, suddenly it becomes then I don't need a console. I don't need this generation crap when I can just like hop into whatever and play whatever. So it sounds silly right now, but again, you don't know, and sillier things have happened. Couple of things I wanted to mention on the PlayStation front also is the fact that they confirmed that physical media is still a go, it's still a thing. Also, surprisingly, their VR strategy is
they're not changing.
They're not changing. Totally. They're still supposed. Yeah. So they're deliberately targeting me and trying to prove me wrong when they say that VR is totally dead. They're saying no, David. VR is well and fine. As a matter of fact, this next console we're gonna keep supporting the current
gen,
current gen VR, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna leave it there. I will expect.
I would
to leverage the power of the machine
yeah.
and bring out a next gen. VR with Move controllers that used to be almost free at some point because nobody was buying Move, but now because of VR, suddenly they're trying to sell them at $79.99 and shit like that. So because of course.
Supply and demand, bro. Supply and demand.
I think I gave you my moves.
You did.
You should get the VR. You already have the move.
I should.
We'll get a Switch first.
So, one of the last things, which I guess is the most obvious, that I don't think any of us had any doubt, backwards compatibility.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there was no doubt that they were not going to make this backwards compatibility.
Well,
I had no doubt.
Well, I wouldn't have doubted if it wasn't for Sony's new president saying, having been quoted in the past talking shit about backwards compatibility.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. So
I wouldn't have expected it to be like a priority. I mean, it makes marketing sense. Of course.
That would be literally the first mine they literally step on.
Yeah.
By saying it's not backwards compatible.
It's not backwards compatible would have been ridiculous.
No,
and that we're not talking, or we're doing. At least I wouldn't expect it to be. Oh, this is backwards compatibility. It's partial backwards compatibility. Some of your games, like Xbox is doing. The only thing that I could praise Xbox for doing with the partial compatibility BS is that at least they're working on this game. They're actually making them, breaking them better. They're actually improving stuff on it and yada yada. So, but with Sony, it gets me more excited because it sounds like, this games will just play. And that's the marketing genius. your entire catalog that you already have. You're already a
all
customer.
Those games that you've collected via PlayStation Plus.
And that you're probably never going to play, but still, mentally, you like the idea of, hey, if I wanted to play, Need for Speed Rivals again, I can just pop it in and it'll play.
Yep.
That is good to hear. But just like you said, totally expected because the architecture at the end is a freaking PC.
Yeah.
So you have been playing PC all along, sir. You just don't know it.
Sure.
You just haven't been playing with a big keyboard and mouse yet.
There you go.
That's gonna happen when they announce their one-stack keyboard.
Which apparently there's already a keyboard available and mouse available for PlayStation.
There you go.
But who cares a shit about
for all the
who cares about that crap?
The Fortnite cheaters.
yes, and they're out there. I had this question, but I think you pretty much already answered it, and was my last question. Do you think Mark Cerny's mention of ray tracing was a bluff or B exaggeration, or C the truth?
I think. Just like they surprised us with PlayStation 4 Pro offering 4K, but ended up being 4K maybe,
4K-ish,
4K because he was checkerboarding.
Yeah,
but hey, it still worked and it still gave you a beautiful picture. At the end of the day, you looked at Horizon Zero Dawn on a 4K TV. And you can't deny it was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
It still looked gorgeous. So I believe him when he says that they have a ray tracing solution. But we have to be. I do not expect this to be hardware dedicated to RTX to ray tracing. I'm thinking this is a very profoundly sound software solution. Because everything that looks impossible in a few years ago, suddenly they make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I do believe that there is a way to make it, better. Also, again, when we're talking about software that is not encumbered by a translation layer that have to communicate with the specific hardware inside the PlayStation, but the actual software speaks the same language all the way to the bare metal, then that gives you a performance boost that you otherwise don't get on a PC. And especially considering that every PlayStation 5 will be built, the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's possible. I don't think it's a bluff. I think the 8K is a bluff. I think that is marketing bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, sure, I can make my computer display 16K right now. Doesn't mean the games will run nice.
Will run that, yeah.
Yeah,
or run it,
because the technology exactly or run if that, because it's just not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
And also, 8K TVs are not adopted. There's no 8K content to adopt. We're barely starting to get on the 4K.
I literally just got my 4K TV.
Yeah.
And I do not plan to change that TV anytime soon. My last TV literally lasted like 8 years. If I don't get 8 years out of this shit.
I will tell you right now that by the time the 8Ks become something that you can buy at Best Buy at a reasonable price, the PlayStation 5 Pro will be available, and we'll be able to play at 8K at 8K, but checkerboard the crap out of it, and it's gonna be big checkerboard.
Nice. All right, sir. Was there any other final thoughts on that presentation? The thought of PlayStation 5, the fact that it's almost here.
Maybe a commentary on the timing. I mentioned that it was interesting. The timing
out of the blue.
It was very out of the blue.
Even the
very
PlayStation, I was going to say, even the PlayStation 4 reveal was a little bit odd in the sense that at the end of the year 2012, it was already mentioned that Sony was like, no, we're not in a rush. Microsoft can present theirs first, whatever. 2 months later, they're showing off the PlayStation 4. Or at least talking about it. Mark Cerny on stage, and everybody talking about it. And that was announced probably like a week or two before it was. This,
but see the difference?
Yeah, this was nothing. This was
Mark Cerny was in a stage this time. Maybe Sony is just like this year. Oh, forget. I don't want to do stages anymore. I don't want to do 3. You know,
I'm just done with
just sit
stage.
down with Wire and talk about it. And, you know, just mention and maybe it's that, or. And this is a rumor. I don't have anything to.
This is a rumor or your theory?
Well, it's not my theory.
Okay.
It's something I heard that made me think about it.
Okay.
It could also have been that people got to Wired with leaked documents on Sony's architecture, and Wired might have actually
reached out
to Sony and say, "Hey, we have this documentation. You know, we're running this. You know, this story." Or do you want to comment on it? And maybe Sony was accommodated, like trying to, having the speculation
to avoid the leak
and all
thing,
that. Just be like, okay, let's just talk.
Still,
everything
they said is no longer rumor. You know what I mean? We were like, is it gonna have background? We know it is now.
We know it is now.
You know, we know.
Solid.
Yeah, we know.
That's why it was so big. That was why it was so huge.
So,
and also,
all those questions got answered in one fell swoop. Whether it was be a leak that they whatever, or they just said, hey, let's go.
Oh, they just decided to talk, but they just were tired of stages.
Yeah,
they saw that. Hey, there's a lot of talk, whether good or bad, about Google platform and Stadia and Microsoft. They already think they won E3 because they're the only ones there, and they're trying to. Maybe we should actually refresh people's minds about who the true king of this generation, who the leader of this generation currently is. Yeah, exactly. Because hey, let's say just out there, let's say if the battle's between, you have Google completely streaming, Microsoft partially streaming because they're not worried about making a powerful system because the power is in the cloud now and they can actually harness it for real, because it's there. But they can. Sony can't. I don't think Sony has the infrastructure for developing a proper multi-user streaming platform. If you have any doubts about that, just try to download your next game out of the PlayStation Store and see how long it takes. And so you realize. But in all seriousness, Sony is like, no, we're not gonna compromise the gamer experience. We're not gonna do this streaming thing that is bound to have lag or artifacts on video. No, we're still gonna make a powerful console. And that's and it's gonna be able to play the titles that all our users already play. All our 20 millions and millions of users. Yeah,
and who suddenly only play it right here.
And you can only who suddenly looks more attractive. Sure, hey, nothing stopped me for jumping on the Stadia for $60. I'll own a Stadia. You'll own a Stadia.
Yeah, for $60.
For $60? Hell yeah, why not?
There's nothing lost.
No, totally. Your main library, however, will probably still be on PlayStation.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's it's interesting stuff, man. It's exciting. It was a good piece of news to drop this week.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to the real episode 156. As always, again, please go to goodgame.tech, join the conversation there, and also please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. This is Mad Dog signing off for this week. Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister, take us home.
I want Cuphead to have an easy mode.
And drop the mic. All right. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
GG!